What's up, everybody? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by We Print Wraps. We Print Wraps is the wrap industry's #1 source for wholesale printed wraps. They offer free nationwide shipping all across the US and Canada. Go to WePrintWraps.com today. Okay, folks, welcome to the All Wrapped Up podcast. If you're new to the show, I've been a weekly listener. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. As you know, I don't ask for much, but I appreciate it if you left your feedback and a 5-star rating on any platform that you're listening to. It really helps us out in getting the word out about the industry. And don't forget, if you find value in the content, subscribe and tell a friend. And now here's a brand new episode of All Wrapped Up with Jeremy Maneker from Wrap It Up, Oregon. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to All Wrapped Up podcast. We'll be interviewing industry-leading wrap companies to share tips, tricks, stories, and more. What's up, Jeremy? What's going on, brother?
How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Can't complain. How was your New Year's?
It was a good New Year. We worked, but it was good. We're excited to start off 2019.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we'll just get right into it, man. What do you got cooking for the first week of the year?
What do we got going on right now? We have 2 locations. So in our Grants Pass shop, we got a trailer, 2 vans, and a truck wrap right now.
Wow.
And then in our Medford shop, which is about 35 minutes away south of us, we have two wraps in there. We have a Challenger and we have a Dodge truck, and those are both full wraps. So that's kind of this week and the next week is kind of what we're doing. So
nice. Are they all going to be commercial? A little bit of color change, a little bit of commercial?
I think like 3 of them. The ones in Medford are color changes. We try to do a little bit more color changes in Medford.
Uh-huh.
And then in Grants Pass, there's 1 color change, and then the rest are commercial. So
wow.
Just design printed wraps. So
nice. Now on both locations, did you outfit both locations with printers, or do you have just your main shop with the printer and just bring the prints over there?
Yeah, so basically the Medford shop is just set up to be a wrap shop. No printer, no laminator there yet.
Nice.
We just opened up that location a couple months ago.
Wow, congrats, man.
Thank you. So that's like in Medford, it's a lot bigger of a community.
Yep.
About triple the amount of people that we have in Grants Pass.
Wow.
So the market, even though there's more competition in that market, it's such a big market, and we know how the wrap industry it feels like it's growing each month.
Yeah, so that's amazing, dude. I mean, it's super, everyone's always looking for we got to build another one out of state, and you've decided to keep it, would you say 35 minutes or 35 miles away?
Yeah, about 35 minutes away.
Yeah.
Is the other shop. So
super close. Do you see anything as far as when people are calling to get quotes, do you see them calling that shop and your shop, like a little bit double dipping?
It's a little bit of both, but what we do is, we have a secretary at our Medford location. I have a business partner, that recently joined me to help with Medford, and he owns a window tinting company, which is right next door.
Mm.
So we have a secretary now that takes both the calls. So if somebody calls Wrap It Up to get scheduled or wants a quote, they talk to her.
Wow.
And then they let her know, hey, I'm in Medford, or hey, I'm in Grants Pass. And then she'll transfer that call to Grants Pass or over to, to the Medford shop or wherever it needs to be.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many people do you have in both separate locations?
We're pretty small. There's only 4 of us.
Wow.
So there's 2 in Grants Pass, and then there's 2 of us in Medford. We do have a couple subcontractors that we've kind of worked with, which is kind of a weird name for it, but in the vinyl industry where, we have somebody who will come in and help break down vehicles.
Yeah.
If it's a complex vehicle that needs to be broken down, or some body work needs to be done, we'll have somebody come in and do the body work at our shop. So it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's pretty normal to have friends in the industry or subs that come in to break. Cause you know what? At the end of the day, we're not mechanics either. I mean, some of us are, but some of us aren't mechanically inclined to start ripping off bumpers and breaking clips Cause I mean, God, I've got a buddy that's an auto body guy. He'll come down and rip out a bumper in 5 minutes, and it would take me half the day to take the goddamn thing off, you know?
Well, yeah. And not including what do you break, you know? So
right.
then it just dips into the price of the job now. And it's, yeah, so.
Yep. Have them come in, disassemble, have them come back, reassemble, done. Simple, easy, throw them a couple bucks, and it's no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Smart.
It works out well. So, the kind of the system we've had, we do need to expand. I mean, we are looking for a couple wrappers.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it's really hard to find somebody that's you could trust, but also the learning curve.
Yeah. Yeah. How many shops around that area do you think have kind of accumulated in the last few years?
I mean, there's, I think, probably between like, I don't really reach out or follow any of the competition because it kind of gets in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
We can hit that in the conversation, but, you know, there's, I mean, 4 to 6 shops just in Grants Pass, and Grants Pass is a smaller town. I mean, we have like 30 or 40,000 people.
Wow.
So, and then in Medford, you know, there's 150,000 people, and there's like 8 to 12 shops.
It's a lot.
But all those shops have been established and known for years as sign shops.
Right.
So that's kind of where we have kind of one leg in, where it's, you know, we're starting as a wrap shop, and now we're expanding and doing decals, doing signage, because that's our customers are requesting it from us.
Right. It's money left on the table for a lot of us. I mean, I came from the sign background, did the total opposite, did that first, and then got into the wraps. But, you know, now you see the transition from those old school sign shops, you know, seeing all these wraps driving around. They don't want to leave money on the table, so they want to compete. And sometimes it's tough for the old guys to come back and get into the industry in that way, because it's, you know, these young cats, I want to say young, I'm not that old, but I want to say young, I like coming in and swooping up all the business. It's crazy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, in my personal opinion, I feel that the market a couple of years ago is kind of taken a Y.
Yeah.
Where you have sign shops and you have wrap shops, and somebody who can make a sign not necessarily can wrap a vehicle.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then likewise, like if you can wrap a car, you can wrap a sign, but it doesn't mean you can wrap a car if you can wrap a sign, kind of thing, you know, like, so it's almost turning into two different industries, I feel like, of what I see.
And I agree with you on that. And I like that it's two different industries, because it is so much more involved in signage than it is with the vehicle end, because, you know, getting really into it is that you have to have the proper insurances to hang a sign. Mm-hmm. You have to have different liabilities, which is more money, more costs at the end of the year. And, you know, if you don't want that, keep it to the cars and keep that liability only with the garage liability and all that nonsense. And it's, you know, going to the town hall and sitting in front of the board, which is complete bullshit, if you ask me. You sit in front of like 4 people that aren't even in the fucking sign industry to get a sign approved for the city. Come on. What do they know? Oh, we don't want, you know, the hardest thing is like they want all the signs to look the same. Either black and yellow, like old school, or some of them have to have the smolts in it or no smolts, and they don't want anything wild. And it's, I don't know. It drives me nuts. It's like they want to like have a finger on you and be able to tell you what to do. And it's a sign, man. Let's just fucking put it up, you know?
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
Just throw it out there. Let the businesses advertise.
Yeah, dude. And then you gotta wait your turn. There's multiple people stating their case. It's like going to fucking court. It sucks, you know? It's nonsense, but man, I did that oh, that was the best thing I ever did though, was knock that off of my services, man. It freed me up to do so much more things that I enjoyed over wasting time. 'Cause some people don't charge for that, to go to the meetings and, you know, vouch for you to get this sign and explain to them on how you built it and how you're going to make it and create it and hang it. What type of lags are you going to put in the wall? Dude, it's like we're not building a house, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I managed a sign shop before I started Wrap It Up, for 8 years. So I know all about the sign restrictions and the guidelines and going to the city and, oh man, yeah, I'm right there with you.
It's crazy, dude. And that's just in like a specific town. No matter if you go to the next town, they have a whole different ordinance of nonsense you have to abide by. It's crazy. If you can stay out of the sign industry, stay out of it.
Yeah.
save yourself the fucking headache,
Typically what we've been doing when we make signs is I just let the customer know, hey, you're installing.
Right.
You remove, you install, we'll gladly make the sign for you to be ready. I'll even deliver it to you.
Yeah.
So, but not to have to deal with that end of it.
Yeah. Fill out the paperwork. I'll give you the measurements. You figure all that out. Oh man, if anybody knows anything about it, it's like, nails on a chalkboard for me. Oh man. So let's get into a little bit of your background. You had mentioned you were in the sign industry for 8 years. Bring me back, bring me back to your childhood. How did you get into this industry?
So basically it was kind of just random how it happened. I'm from Southern California, the LA area.
Nice.
And, I moved up here about 20, 21, started a new life. My mom lived up here. Never even been to this town before.
Really?
And just loaded up the truck and headed up.
Wow.
And, I got up here. I basically just was a lump of crap for a month and did nothing. And I'm like, well, I'm 20 years old and I'm like, well, I better get a job. So I couldn't find anything and I had some construction background. So I, started dropping resumes at contractors, hoping to get into construction and nothing happened. And so I got a job at Safeway pushing carts.
Wow.
And, I was there for about 3 or 4 months. And then a local sign shop called me and, they liked my resume and the construction background. And they got my resume from the lady who owned the sign shop's husband, who was a contractor.
Huh.
And, I went in there. She gave me an interview and, called me the following day and said, you have the job if you'd like to start. And I quit right there. Done pushing carts.
No 2 weeks. Forget it. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done. I started there and it basically kind of like flourished where I had no idea what I was doing. I was in charge of operating a bucket truck, a boom truck to go install signs. And, basically got trained how to install the signs and how to hang the local banners across the streets and things like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of where it started. And then, then I learned how to make signs and this shop wasn't even offering vehicle wraps when I started.
What year was that?
That was right at 2008.
Wow. Was it just you two or was it a big group of people working at this sign shop?
About six, 7 people.
Oh, so a good amount of people working there.
Yeah, and the business was established since 93.
Wow.
So I think actually it was probably 2007, probably 2007 when I started there. But yeah, it was established there. It was so new to me compared to what I know now. Yeah. They had 2 printers, 2 rolling printers, but no laminators. Yep. And that was kind of at the beginning, I think, because Grants Pass up here in Southern Oregon, we're behind everybody 2 years.
Is it deep? Are you deep into mountains or is it woods or?
We got some mountains. I mean, we're more mountainy. Kind of, there's more country based around us too.
Yeah.
Portland, there's some real known awesome shops up in Portland, but they're about 4 hours north of us.
Wow. So
there's not really, I'm not concerned with Portland competition. I have a kind of a cool little friendship with Casey, who owns PDX Wraps up in Portland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And me and him have chatted. He's kind of given me some pointers on some film that I never messed with a while ago. So it was cool. But yeah, so that's basically started with the signs. Then, learned how to do decals. And then we got our first car and my boss was like, here, they want a wrap. And I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what a wrap was, nothing. And, it was like an electric car. Like back when the electric cars came out, it was like a $5,000 car, just a cheap, like run around custodian electric car.
Wow.
And, that was my first wrap, and it was printed on, I think it was printed on like an Orcal 3651, like a calendared air release non-wrap film.
Wow.
And, non-laminated.
Non-laminated on top of everything, which is, which that material is a little bit thicker, but it ain't as thick as it is when it's laminated.
And I mean, we didn't even have, it was the summertime. We had no AC in the shop. Had no idea what we were doing. I've never even trimmed on a car before. And, the boss was just like, here, go ahead.
Wow.
And, I think it took me like 10 days to do that car.
Was it like it was like a 2-door or like a 4-door thing?
It was literally just a 2-seater, 2-door car with
God.
Yeah.
10 days. Imagine that, man. Did you guys use any frog juice or anything on it, or just like straight out of the laminator? Let that thing marinate for a day or two before we install it.
That was it. It got printed, set on the table for a day. We didn't even have squeegees with the felt on it.
Right. Well, you using like the gold ones?
Yeah, like a 3M gold, like a soft squeegee.
Oh my
God. I remember cutting up a shirt, like cutting up like a soft t-shirt and like trying to double sticky tape it on there to use it as my squeegee. And I mean, we just kept reprinting because I just kept scratching the film and, the ink kept getting rubbed off, and that was the beginning.
Remember when they had it just came to me. Remember when they had those white sleeves that used to go over the squeegee? I forget what they were.
Yeah. They were like double sticky tape too, weren't they? Something like that.
No, they were like, dude, they were like the equivalent of putting two, oh my God, it's escaping me now. It almost felt like, oh my God, why is this like escaping me now? You could tell I don't do laundry at my house. Fucking, the dryer sheets. It felt like a fucking dryer sheet, and it was stitched on the end. So you would fold it like a taco, and it was stitched on the end, and it was just thick, and it was just wide enough that you could stick a squeegee in it, and just, and that would alleviate the scratching. That was way before buffers were even fucking developed. We used to use those all the time. We'd buy a little packet of them. I forget how many used to come, and stick them in. Literally, it was like, you do one car, you gotta throw the shit away because it was junk. It was just an easy fix for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, the days.
I remember right when the felt squeegees, with the buffers came out, like the geek wraps.
Yes.
And, that was a lifesaver. But my boss, she would supply all the tools. I had no idea what to use.
Yeah.
And I remember her getting like sponges that were squeegees. That was like a hard sponge.
What?
Yeah. And it was like, oh, here, use this. This is what I reviewed, and these are supposed to work. And it was like a hard sponge.
You don't remember where she was purchasing from, do you?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like a local supplier out of Portland.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Oh, I believe it. 10 days installing one wrap, and just getting thrown right to the wolves with it. Like, here you go.
Yeah. Solo.
Figure it out. Solo. Yep. Do you remember like what you did at that time? Did you just stick it, peel it and go?
Yeah, basically. It was so botched.
Wow.
I mean, it was, luckily it's not still driving around today. I'll just say that. But,
thank God, right?
I mean, seams everywhere. I had no clue what I was doing.
Wow.
So it was, but I mean, the customer was happy. And so that matters.
Yep.
And, then after that, I think it was like 2 weeks later, she purchased a laminator.
Go figure, right?
And, once we got the laminator there, we had like a truck, like it was like an old, 2001 F-150 with a camper shell.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was for a contractor to, make the whole thing look like a roof. And, that came in, I laminated it, messed up a couple pieces.
Which
you
we
know, not knowing,
which we
not
still
know,
do.
which we still do. I call it the slaminator.
The slaminator. That's a new one. I like that.
And, and then after I did that, you know, I did that truck wrap. It was like right when the 3M, the IJ, was it the V3? I don't use 3M much, but.
The V1.
Yeah, the V1.
The V1 with the, you know, the checker pattern in it.
Oh yeah. That air release on that film was amazing.
It's still amazing till now.
Yeah, I still don't think anything touches that checkers. I mean, you could see the, you know, the channels.
Right.
On top front. Of, you know, yeah, but that was amazing air release film.
It was great film for the times, man. That was a game changer.
Yeah, I remember that. And that's what it was. And after I did that truck, it was basically kind of just game on. I fell in love with it. And, like my passion, it couldn't stop. So there was, you know, I was able to do it where there was limited scenes.
Yeah.
And, you know, then, you know, a week later, the customer came back in some spots, the corners peeled up. I mean, there was a couple things that peeled up on it, but after that, it was kind of just like, game on, let's do this.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I told her, I'm like, promote wraps. And, so now they had to learn, you know, the inside people that were inside the office, they had to learn how to design wraps.
Right. That's a whole nother level.
Yeah. I mean, you got 15 years of sign making experience, but once you get into, you know, a car, it was.
How do you template that?
Yeah. So, and back then there wasn't, you know, these bad wrap templates or these templates you could go on and just buy.
Nope.
You know, for $23. So we would basically take a picture of the vehicle and then, you know, go into the program, outline it all.
Yeah.
And then I would go out there and size it and hope that my measurements were right to their, you know, to them designing.
Right.
So,
it's crazy.
I mean, I'm sure that there's thousands and thousands of dollars lost of film.
Oh, easily. Back then? Oh my God. Rolls upon rolls. I mean, 3M must have made the most money back then. Just people buying rolls. Oh, I fucked up the whole roll. Can I get another one? Yeah, sure. No problem. You know, here's another couple grand in material. And back then the material wasn't cheap.
No. I mean, yeah.
You know, we complain that the material goes up once, twice a year. You know what I mean? The 2%, the 3%, and we complain about that, but fuck what they were paying back then. 2008, 2009. Woo.
Oh yeah. I remember right when 3M came out with their first carbon.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit was just, I think it was like $90 a yard.
Stupid.
$99, something like that.
And it wasn't even a big roll.
No.
Little roll. It was the closest thing you could get to the real carbon back then, man. Whew. I used to sell a lot of fucking custom graphics with that fucking roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember when that came out, that was like, okay. That and matte black.
Yes.
That was, I mean, matte black started, I think, the color change wrap industry, in my opinion.
100%.
Yes, that was the color.
100%.
So.
Even still till now, it's probably still one of the top selling, wrap colors out there, whether it's from any distributor that has a matte black. I mean, they've come out with so many variations of it too. They've got what, the deep black, matte black or whatever it is that they have now. It's even, it's even
matte deep black,
yes.
Matte black, ultra. I mean, I think APA makes like an ultra matte black.
It's like, how the fuck can you get it any more matte than what it is? I guess, you know, changing the game. If you can get it more and get that sheen like completely out of that color. Oh man. Like
then it's just maintaining it.
Yeah, right?
That.
Well, that's why they created the Ceramic Pro. Fuck.
That's true.
That's a game changer for at least for us, maintenance wise and durability. Oh my God. Like, do you mess with that at your shop at all?
We've just started messing with it a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And it's been, I mean, we've mainly used it on gloss.
Yeah.
On gloss films, but it's a game changer.
Dude, it's and I say this every time, it's a best upsell you can have at your shop. Like, you go take a course in it and it's, you know, you figure out how to do it in, you know, a day or 2 days, whatever. You come back, you spend a few $100s on the material, and they're doing Ceramic Pros for like $500, $600, $700 on top of the wrap. Oh my God. Like, I'll ceramic pro cars all day long for $600, $700 a day.
Oh yeah. Well, especially when when a customer comes in and they're already paying, depending on where the area is at, say they're paying $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 for a wrap.
Right.
And then you throw another $500 at them. They're like, oh, okay, well, I'm already spending $3,000. Might as well,
And it's going to preserve it on top of that, protect it for however long.
Easier to maintain and.
Yes.
So, nothing but pros. Nothing but pros with that.
All day long. And you see a lot of the season. So you get a little bit of snow. You get a little bit of rain. You get a little bit of sun. And, it's just like here in New England. That stuff just saves the material, Do you
I bet. Cause you guys are pretty cold out there too, aren't you?
Oh my God.
You guys get
freezing.
I couldn't do it.
It's a whole nother, I call it the North Pole in the wintertime. It sucks. I say it every year. Why am I still here? I say this. I've been here 35 fucking years and I still say it. Why am I still here? Why don't I go to Florida? Why don't I go to California? Why don't I go to Texas? But you know what? If I was there, I'd complain it's fucking too hot. So it's neither here or there, but
yeah,
it is what it is. I deal with it. You know what? I like it. I like that we get to see all the seasons. I like the springtime. I like the fall time. The winters haven't been that bad. It's only when it's, when you get those crazy winters with snowing, you work all week and then you wait for the weekend and it waits to snow on the weekends.
Right.
It's like, you kidding me, dude? I don't care if you snow during the week while I'm at work, but the days I have off, I like to go out and enjoy myself, but nope, stuck at home.
Yeah. Not when it's fucking freezing and miserable.
Oh, it's you know how it is. It's on top of that, it puts you in a fucking weird mood. And then tomorrow's gonna suck going to work. I gotta fucking scrape snow off cars to get them in the bay or whatever the case may be. And you gotta work around that shit. Oh. It sucks.
Well, that, and also too, snow, rain. I mean, you pull a vehicle in to wrap it fresh out of the rain.
Ugh.
I mean,
you're not touching it.
You know how it is.
Yeah, you're not touching it, dude. Unless you got a leaf blower that you're blowing all the gaskets out, because water's our worst fucking enemy. You get water in one little spot, you fucking throw it away.
Yep, the whole panel's fucked.
Done, dude. There goes fucking $100. Boom.
Yep.
Over a fucking a teardrop. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, are you kidding me? It's happening.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you heat that little spot or anything. Nope, you're done.
No, it's like fucking, it's like, what are the, oil and water. It just fucking sits on that surface, dude, and it just will not lay. It's crazy. It's so funny how like material just, any little thing like that, dude, it's just, oh my God, the frustrations that we have to go through. That the clients will never see or experience.
The words that have been said in the shop and the things that have been thrown. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit, dude. I could squeegees everywhere, fucking pouch to the floor. Yeah. Those are the good times, though. Those are the times we cherish. That's what makes us us, Those are the stepping stones we have to go through.
Yeah, I recently had a melt. It was a little over a year ago. I had a meltdown and I was wrapping a boat by myself and my girlfriend was in the shop with me and I ripped the vinyl on like a 22-foot piece that I just printed and laminated. I threw it. I had a temper tantrum. I said the job wasn't worth it. I'm calling the customer to come pick this shit up. It's full blown grown man temper tantrum.
Oh, shit. That's awesome. So how did it just like snap? You kind of picked it up and it fucking cracked?
Yeah, it was cold in the shop and it was just.
That's a motherfucker, dude.
So, 22-foot piece printed. I even did a double overprint on it and it was laminated ready. I mean, you got 2 hours right there in time already, just
easily.
Printing and laminating. So it's, and it wasn't good. So, and she just kind of stood there and, then she laughed.
Yeah.
Tried to calm me down, so like.
What are they gonna say to us? Like,
right.
Just fucking let him do his thing. He'll get over it in a few minutes. Oh, dude, there's nothing worse than a snap. And you know what? There's nothing worse than a snap at the very end. You got everything laid down nice and you're just fucking picking up a little corner and boom.
Yeah, there goes the whole piece.
There goes the whole piece, dude. Oh, that's why temperature, man. Whoo, I don't fucking fuck with that shit unless it's 70 degrees. At least 70 degrees.
I've learned. Trust me, it's taken years, but
yeah, dude, first thing I do when I walk in the shop, fucking crank that heat. There's no way. I'd rather the shit be a little bit more gummy and a little bit more aggressive to install than being way too rigid, cause way too much can go wrong.
Oh yeah, just rip it.
Oh, so, especially with like a commercial job where you're not taking things apart. You're cutting around handles. You've got, things protruding out. So when you have to pick it up and snap it off and get that panel late, dude, woo. Yeah, deep breaths.
All right. And the commercial is the worst because you got your print, you got your laminate, you got your ink. So then once you fuck a piece up, then you got to go back to the computer, print another piece, laminate it. I mean, it's.
Yep. Yeah. Hope to God it ain't a full piece. You know what I mean? You lose one panel. Fine, but when you're printing, a lot of our prints are horizontal, so they're the length of the car. So you fuck up that piece, forget it. Like you're throwing away 120 inches of material easily, just in the trash because of one crack or snap or whoo.
Garbage.
Got my heart racing right now. My fucking iPhone's telling me to slow down, dude. It's like beeping at me. Anxiety. Fuck.
Oh man.
So you're there. You're wrapping these cars. You're killing it. Did you get into like any type of training back then?
So back then, it was probably 4 or 5 years in now.
Okay.
Then. And, starting to wrap more. I did my first, 4 years in, I started to do a couple color changes.
Yeah.
That just, like the matte black and, it was Orcal matte black.
Yeah.
Cause they were right at the leading, they were at the beginning of the industry, just like 3M. I think it was right there, Orcal or Oriful, whichever we want to call them, and 3M. and so there was a wrap shop, or not a wrap shop, but a wrap class up in Portland. And it was held by Roland.
Nice.
And, it was like the Born to Rap
Born
workshop.
to Rap. Yep. I remember those.
Yep. And, I went up there and I pretty much tried to just soak as much knowledge out of the class as I could. And, the boss paid for it. I drove the little company car up for the weekend.
Nice.
And then that got me, back then it was once you take one of those classes, you're Orcal certified.
Wow.
So it was, cause it's different now. Now you have to actually go through these tests, which I think is a good thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, back then it was like you take a weekend class with 25 people on 2 cars and they give you your certificate because you just paid, $1,000 for the class.
Right. There was no such thing as just a introduction class. They got right into it. This is how you use this material and this is it. This is how you lay it, temperature, squeegees, fucking everything. And they just handed you that certificate at the end.
Yep. And a little bag of goodies. Little keychain, squeegee,
Yeah. Any film back then? They give you any film back then like they do now? Or?
Not back then. No, I remember my first class was like one of the early Scion XVs.
Wow.
And, there was 2 of them in there. One was a printed wrap and one was a matte black wrap.
Wow.
And, that's kind of where we, just like basically let everybody loose and the instructor would come around and, tell you what you're doing wrong, show you this, show you that.
Was it a big class back then or?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good size. There was 20 something people.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. And I mean, you get 20 something people on 2 cars with one instructor. You're not soaking up as much knowledge as you really could.
No.
So.
And they don't do that now. They don't put a lot of people in the classes. I think they keep it with, under 20, if that, for a lot of the classes. And some classes, if you're lucky, you get 2 instructors sometimes. It's not just one most of the time, but, yeah, dude, that's crazy. It's, soak in as much as you can, stay a little bit later, talk to the instructor, ask a lot of questions. Whew.
I actually went to dinner too with the instructor.
There you go.
I was like, cause he's out of town too. I mean, he's on a trip. I think he was from Kentucky.
Wow.
And, I went to dinner with him, kind of soaked up as much knowledge as I could, talking about pricing and how can we, how do you charge for wraps, and trying to get more of the price thing figured out too. And at this time, I had no idea that I was going to ever go on my
own. Yeah.
That wasn't even a thought in my head. And, came back. I've done a couple classes, along the way, one with 3M, one with Avery, as the market grew.
Right.
And the demand got more. And then about 5-6 years in, I started learning how to design at the shop I was at.
There you go. Same place?
Same place.
Wow.
So that was, and then, I was wrapping cars, I was making signs, doing decals. I was basically the shop manager at that point. And I had 3 people under me that I was managing. And, then I told the boss, I want to learn how to wrap, or I want to learn how to design, excuse me.
Yeah.
And went into the shop, basically learned on Corel Draw. And that's it. Basically I kind of just started soaking it in. And then I, for the next 3 years, I would wrap and design.
Wow.
And just kind of taught myself, kind of tried to pick up things from the people in the office that can show me.
The other designers.
Yeah, the designers. I mean, one was a designer, one was like a customer service that knew a little bit about designing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. I mean, smartphones were just coming out then, so.
With no schooling or design background, you wanted to jump right into it because you didn't go to college, right?
Nope. Just high school.
Just high school. Wow.
So then, 3 years back and forth from shop and office. So I got to the point, about a year and a half, 2 years before I left there, I was able to design my own wrap of what the customer wanted, print my own wrap, run the printer, learn how to operate the printer, clean the printer and everything, so I could do it all.
Right.
So that was kind of where I wanted to get to. That was my goal after I learned how to wrap cars. It was okay. Now let's learn to design. Okay. I got the designing figured out. Now let's learn how to run this printer. Okay. Now we know how to run the printer. So now I don't have to rely on anybody to give me any advice.
Yeah.
It was kind of like where I was trying to get to.
Well, it puts you in a different bracket as far as your positioning in the company,
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you want to move up, you move up, the more you know, the more money you make.
Right.
And that was my thought then.
Right. Which is not always the case. Cause, sometimes, I mean, we've all been there, worked shop to shop to shop to shop to shop. It's like being a shop whore. It's crazy, man. I think I worked at like 4 different shops in, a matter of 2 years. It's like crazy. It's as soon as you start getting good and getting comfortable, they're like, I can't afford you no more. Yeah. And it sucks because, you better yourself, and it's not like you ask for a raise or a demand, hey, I'm doing a lot more than I was, attending to come here to do, can you fucking throw me an extra $1? And it's like, they'd rather get rid of you. And I'm only talking back then. They'd rather get rid of you than fucking squeeze an extra $1 out of their profit.
Yeah. And now me being a business owner and seeing it.
Yeah.
It's like, if I put the time in with somebody and train them, like they want an extra buck, I'm going to give you an extra buck, trying to go find somebody that can, with the training and the learning curve, and maybe they might be able to rap. Maybe they won't. I don't feel like everybody can rap.
Yeah.
It's a special field.
Oh yeah.
And
patience.
I mean, that's it. Yeah. And trim, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people that could probably lay vinyl, but when it comes to trimming, that's the main part.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest hacks in wraps that I see.
100%.
Is the trimming. You mess up a trim, you put a piece there. That's huge around here.
A lot of patchwork around there.
Oh yeah. A lot of patchwork, unnecessary seams, things like that.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, basically, kind of just fast forwarding back to the, to get where we're at, I started to do some side work, for a couple buddies at my house.
Mm-hmm.
They'd bring me their car, I'd wrap their hood, wrap their roof, and, try to figure out how I could order material on my own.
Yeah.
Where I didn't have to ask my boss. You know what I mean? And, I'll wrap your hood for $100 and make, $30 then,
$30 was a lot back then.
Right.
Especially with good material. You bang out a hood in 20 minutes, half hour.
So, and I was back then, I was making decent, I guess, for then, this was probably only about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was making, $14, $15 an hour at my job. And, to do a hood wrap and make $30 or $50 an hour, it's like, yeah, right on.
That's 2 hours at that other job I had to make. Yeah. Yep.
So, and then it started to kind of just flourish at that point where it was like, I have somebody call me that I don't know that says, hey, I heard you can give me a deal and wrap my car like on the side.
Mm.
And then that's kind of where it was like, wait a minute. Then my wheels started churning. A couple buddies are like, dude, you know how to do everything. Just do your own thing.
Wow.
Where it kind of, you know what I mean? It was kind of like.
Did it get weird at your other place? Did she know like you were doing stuff on the side or?
I told her, sure, there was a couple side jobs that she knew I did.
Yeah.
And I just made sure that I would order my own material. You know what I mean? And do it. And, we didn't really talk about it. And about a year before I left, I had to talk with her and I just let her know, hey, I need, times are changing and I need to make some more money. And, it basically got denied. She basically told me I'm maxed out.
Yeah.
So I was there for, 8-9 years and I'm maxed out.
Wow. At what? Still $15 an hour?
It was $15.50 an hour.
Holy shit. What's the minimum wage over there?
Now I think it's like $10.50 or $11 an hour for minimum wage.
Is it the cost of living in Oregon or Oregon?
Yeah. Oregon. But yeah, no. So when I moved up here, the cost of living was pretty cheap. You could get a standard, 3-bedroom, 2-bath subdivision home for $700-800 a month on a rent.
Wow.
But now you're $1,200, $13, $14. It's starting to,
get up there.
Everything's growing.
Yeah.
The community's growing. There's more population. The town's doubled since I moved here. Wow. So everything's growing. So the price of everything's going up.
Yeah, but minimum wage is fucking stuck in some type of abyss that nobody's realizing, hey, we got to start paying some employees a little bit more money because everything else is raising, How can you survive with something like that? Fuck, you could not live on a by yourself at a 1-bedroom apartment out of Boston. I'm talking inland, inside some type of town, whether it be, 20 minutes, 30 minutes away for fucking like $1,200 to $1,500 a studio apartment. You cannot, nobody alone could swing that. Working minimum wage. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened with when, me starting to do side work.
Yeah.
Whereas I have a house, it's $1,200 a month and I'm making $15.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Not including a car payment, a power, cable,
food.
The phone bill. Yeah. You're fucked.
Yeah.
So I kind of got forced into like, okay, I'm going to do a hood. Okay. I'm going to do a roof.
Yeah.
Now I just did this car and made $1,500 in 3 days.
Yeah.
In my garage in my spare time.
On the weekends, whatever.
Yep, and that's kind of where it started my wheels started churning and it kind of happened pretty quickly. And then, a lot of people in this community knew, oh, hey, Jeremy's the rap guy. Yeah. And, word travels. It's a small town.
Right.
And, I started getting a lot of calls from people wanting stuff done. And, I just basically came to a point one morning I woke up and I said, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to go on my own. I'm going to try to open up a wrap shop. And, there was a couple people that thought I was crazy. It was like, there's no way you're going to wrap cars and make a living out of it.
Yeah.
And, so I put my 2-week notice in that they didn't even blink an eye.
Didn't even care.
It didn't even fucking care. It wasn't like I just spent almost a decade here, and we have a personal relationship.
Right.
I've gone to dinner at your house with you and your husband. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
Nothing. And she's a great lady and I'm not going to take anything away from her because I wouldn't be where I'm at without that stepping stone in my life.
Right.
And so I got to appreciate that. But it was, you wake up one morning and I kind of felt like I was getting fucked.
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, well, Am I going to just do this and jump off the cliff, or am I not? And am I just going to stay in the safe zone and struggle? And I wasn't happy anymore was the thing. Yeah. You know, you don't, when you're not appreciated, it starts to take a toll every day you go to work.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing a lot of, up and comers struggle with is they see the amount of revenue that you can make on the side, by the way, you know, doing a couple cars a week, but you know, they tend to forget it's like you got to keep that momentum going. And when you're sacrificing, you know, your weekends to do your side gig and then your full-time job Monday through Friday, whew, like I said earlier, dude, it's just, you burn the candlestick on both ends a lot of the times, and you either gotta put both feet in or, you know, you're just dangling your toe in it, you know, and that's all you're gonna do and be miserable and be pissed off that you never did it or never moved on from it. And, you know, I think that's the hardest part, is saying goodbye to your 9-to-5 where it's secure, you know?
Well, yeah, it's your security blanket.
Yeah, dude.
I struggled for a year. That day that I went in to put my 2-week notice in, that was a year coming.
Yeah.
A year, every day waking up going, hey, can I do this? Oh, can I do this? Anxiety to my throat, you know, just because if I leave and this idea I have fails and I say I don't, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to become homeless? Am I going to have to start working at McDonald's?
Fucking tuck your tail back and go back to the shop and say, hey, I fucked up, you know? And, you know, that could, you know, that could backfire you too, because they could just be like, no, we already filled in your position or whatever the case may be. Or,
you're not loyal or whatever.
Right. Right. Who knows a year from now if you're going to fucking screw again. You know what I mean? That's a tough call, man. And I think a lot of people struggle that listen to the podcast that are new to the industry, you know, or trying to make that transition. That's one of the toughest things you could ever do, is say goodbye to your security blanket. You know,
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So every Friday, fucking boom, 5:00. Where's my check? You know, you know, it's not like that when you're a fucking entrepreneur, dude. It's, you either get paid every day, you get paid, you know, once every 2 weeks. If that, it's chasing money. Oh God, don't even fucking get me started on that shit.
If I knew, the thing is I'm thankful for where we are at now. And I've learned so much in the last couple of years, but if I knew everything that I would have had to go through to get just to where we're at, it might have not happened.
Yeah.
So like, if anybody's listening who's thinking about, hey, I work at a sign shop and I'm making $12 an hour and I want to start my own thing, like, it's going to be a lot of hard fucking work. And a lot of stress. You're not just going to just jump in and start making, you know, $30,000 a month and have every customer in town at your door.
You know what? Be aware you're going to lose a lot of people. Mm-hmm. A lot of friends, a lot of family members. Fucking a lot of shit gets ruined. You know, and it's not even rap related. It's, if you want to do your own thing, be an entrepreneur, make your own money, sell your own products, you know, build your own empire, just be ready to fucking lose people, because it happens. I lost more people than I could even fucking think of starting my own gig.
100%. I have friends and I still see them.
Yeah.
In town that we were friends when I started, and now not anymore. Like now we're just, it's like you look at somebody like they're a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck that guy.
It's kind of sad, you know, cause you know, you grow up with these people, you know, you think they're your friends and you want them to support you as you would support them. And it's, you know, it's always a fucking, you're always at work. You fucking always talk about work. It's like, dude, believe me, if you were in my shoes and knew that I had to physically think about work 24/7 because that's the only fucking source of income that I'm gonna have, you'd be fucking going to sleep thinking about work. It's just the name of the game. You have to, you know, they say, you know, you don't make a penny till your 5th, 6th year, and fucking it's true. It's fucking true. You don't save a dime your first 5 years.
Nope.
You don't make shit. You invest all that right back in. right back in. As quick as you got it, it's fucking gone. Gone.
Yeah, you're so right.
It's crazy. And you know, you go back and you think, you know, I remember thinking when I was about 6 years in, you know, and it's like, you know, you make a couple deposits mid-year and you're like, oh, wow, cool. I got like 20 grand in the bank. That's fucking, that's like unheard of. Like, holy shit. Like, that's when you can sit back and be like, fuck, did I kind of make it already? It's like, I'm okay right now. Like, if I don't get a fucking job this week, I'm not going to have to fucking cry or use a credit card to pay anything. Like, you know, when you got shit like that, like even 5 grand, you know, just sitting pretty, fucking whatever you want to do with it. You got to buy a fresh new roll of film and you don't have to stress about it. Like, that's a good feeling. But when you're starting off and you're like, hey, you know, can I get a deposit on this job because you can't cover the fucking film?
That's a stressful situation.
That's
too.
a fucking because half your money's gone. Right.
Well, if they, you know, say you get a $500 deposit that covers the roll, then say, what if you need to order 5 more yards? What if you need to order 5 more yards because you fucked something up and now you got to put it on your credit card? It's those are all things that I have been through at the beginning.
Yeah, well, a lot of us have, man, and a lot of us will be going through it. You know, some of the newcomers, but man, it's not an easy path. Is it a good path? Yeah, it's a fucking great path. If you can get beyond your 5 to 6 years, if you can get to there, man, I think you'd be all right. I think, you know. I mean, you're still there. You're still there. You're still going through those growing pains, and you know.
I mean, we're just hitting our 3rd year. We're in our 3rd year
with 2 shops, by the way.
With 2 shops now, and it's just been. I love it, and I feel like I've totally kind of changed as a person.
Yeah,
I feel for the better, but it's just so much stress, so much anxiety, and I deal with anxiety just in a normal life situation.
Yeah.
So my anxiety is always just flaring all the time. It's just.
Oh man. Yeah. It's crazy. Now, you know, opening up your own shop, you know, one location. So you opened this first location 2016-ish?
Yeah, it was right in the middle of 2016 because I basically quit my sign job and then I started in the garage at home.
Wow.
Like a lot of people I know do.
Absolutely.
And I had the original Wrap It Up logo. You know, I wrapped part of the wall in it and put carpet down and made it all nice in there. 2-car garage. And I was in that garage. Yeah, I was in that garage for 1 month.
Wow.
And after 1 month of being on my own, the first job that made me open my eyes was, there's a customer here in town that's my customer now that I've been doing everything for, but he owns all the pita pits in Southern Oregon.
Wow.
And he's like, hey, we have a big catering truck and a van we want you to wrap.
Nice.
And the catering truck, I rent, so I can't just wrap a 25-foot catering truck in the driveway. And, it's in a subdivision home.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, maybe I need to get a shop. And so then, went out, looked for a shop, and then it's, okay, now it's $1,000 a month. Now we're getting real.
Yeah.
Because now I have $1,000 a month on a shop that I just found.
On top of your fucking rent at home.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, I need to clear $4,000 or $5,000 a month just to make it.
Easy.
Which is double from what I just was making just on my security blanket.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and it just grew. I mean, just fast forwarding, it just grew so fast, with the way that I advertised on Facebook and on Instagram and just the word spread so quickly about this wrap shop. And, we wrapped the first car in chrome in Southern Oregon.
Wow.
A red chrome Acura that had the Wrap It Up logo and nobody's seen anything like that before. So when you go drive through this small town and they see a red chrome car, they're just like, what is this?
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Wow.
And, it kind of took off like a wildfire. And, our first shop, it was right at about 2,800 square feet.
Big shop.
Which is a big shop just right off the bat.
Yeah.
That was all I could find.
Wow.
So I could fit 4 vehicles in there. It had heat. It had AC. It was just basically an open industrial shop with a 12-foot roll-up door.
Wow.
And then we were there for a year, kept growing, needed more room. And then the shop next door came available, which is 5,000 square feet. So then moved into there.
Same thing, open concept.
This one's fully open. The other one had like a little office space. This one's just full open.
Wow.
And, so now that's the Grants Pass. You know, we have 5,000 square feet for Grants Pass, and we could fit, I don't know, probably about 8 vehicles in there.
That's great, man. And you know what? You think about it now, it's like back then, it's like stress. But you know what? If you really look back, like the money just came in. You know what I mean? Like I always thought like, okay, bigger shop, you know, I'm going to have to make way more of a nut to fucking cover all this shit. And you know what? The stress of thinking about either moving to benefit you over, you know, oh my God, if I just keep the same income, am I going to be able to like dude, you will find more work will find you because you have a bigger shop for some reason. It just, when I had a small shop, it was like onesie, twosies. Like I never got fleet jobs. As soon as I moved into a 4,000 square foot shop, it was like, yeah, can we drop off 10 vehicles? Like what?
Yeah, right.
What? Drop off 10? Like, and I had a big parking lot too. So yeah, come on, line them up. We'll get them in. No problem. You know what I mean? It's funny how things, without consciously thinking of it, it just automatically happens. You know what I mean? And it's just funny how shit works. It's, you know, if you stay small, you're going to think small. As soon as you think big, things just start happening for you. And it's kind of a weird scenario because, you know, I say a lot of the times I'm kind of like a big believer in karma and like things just don't happen to you for no reason. You know what I mean? It's just, you move into a big shop and it's like, yeah, you know, we're so used to doing like 3 cars a week. And now all of a sudden you're moving in the shop and you get that huge account and it's like, oh man, wow, this is amazing. Cause now you can compensate for that now. Get them all in, get them all done. That's
it. It's almost kind of like the old, like, what is it? The old famous slogan. If you build it, they will come.
Right.
So it's like, and that's kind of true. I mean, that is, if you put out quality work and you have good customer service, people will come.
Customer service is key, man. I mean,
that's the biggest one.
Oh my God. It's so key. Like the follow-ups, the checkups, the, you know, the start to finish kind of not hand holding, but you know, showing them through the process. It's the product sells itself when you have that, you know, customer service side of things like happening for you and just, it's so good, dude. Cause back then it used to be like, oh yeah, you don't want to fuck you. You know what I mean? You don't want to spend the money? I'm not the shop for you. It's like, dude, why do you gotta be such a dick?
Yeah. Like, tell me what you're offering me. Come on. Let's, you know, so my output, my thought on customer service is make the customer feel like they're a friend.
Yes.
That's what I've always, you know, I'm going to talk to you like you're a friend. We're going to chit chat. I'll get a vibe off of you. You know what I mean? It's, right. I'm going to get a vibe off of you and I'm going to be able to tell like, you know, what can I say? What can I do?
Right.
To make you feel comfortable spending money here.
How many times can you tell just having a short conversation with somebody without even asking what their budget is, you already know what their budget is? Just by having
majority of the time.
Oh, dude, 100%, man. 100%. And that comes with experience. You know what I mean? If you could talk to somebody and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I want a full wrap and blah, 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 but you already get that vibe like they seem like they're not going to spend all the money. And they want all this stuff, but you know what? I'm going to sell them a partial. I'm going to make way more money on the partial.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to be happy because they're not spending more money. You know what I mean? So it's a fucking win-win for everybody. They get what they want, which is a decently priced wrap. You get what you want because that wrap's in and out that same day. You know what I mean? It's a quick turnaround. And oh man, I used to love selling partials. Give me a bunch of partials all day long. Fucking.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I just did a partial this morning, so on a Civic. It was, perfect. Quick money, easy.
Yeah.
Majority of the time we do a partial, you don't have a ton of breakdown either. You're not taking headlights out, door handles, mirrors.
Right.
Moldings, everything. You know, it's just So yeah, there's definitely a lot more money in the partials for sure.
Oh yeah. When you're using the factory color, the paint, you know what I mean? It's just, when you can incorporate shit like that, save yourself time. And not only that, if you're working on a fleet, fuck, that's when you're making serious cake, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Partials on a 12, 15, 20 fleet. Oh.
We haven't gotten there yet, but.
No, what's the biggest fleet you've done?
I think we've done probably like 6 cars.
6 cars, yeah.
Yeah, for a lawn care company. And, I do a lot of things for like the big, like Pita Pit.
Yeah.
I've done their signs, their decals. I've done 3 wraps for them. And, you know, they keep me busy.
Yeah.
Just with all the stuff, you know, it's not just wraps.
Right. It's like the whole package type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call me if they need something, and that's like, yeah, I'll take care of you because you keep food on the table.
Yeah.
Every month you want something done.
Yep.
So that's where we kind of battle a little bit too, where we have, you know, these corporations that are constantly coming to us for things. But then we also have the normal guy that comes in and wants his car wrapped.
Right.
And managing our time correctly, where it's like, okay, well, we can't blow off this kid, but also we have, you know, 20,000 decals to print.
Right.
For Pita Pit, so it's managing our time correctly has been one of the biggest learning curves.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like all of us know, you know, those hours on the door, we don't abide by those hours a lot of the time. And, you know, I feel like that's a, you know, that's a little bit of a drawback too. I wish a lot of shops that, you know, when they say they open like 9 to 6 or whatever the case may be, 8 to 5 or whatever, you know, sticking to those and that routine, so to say, helps you out in the long run, I think. Cause if you stay late and they know you stay late, they're going to call you later. They're going to interrupt you on the fucking weekends cause they know you work the weekends. Mm-hmm. It's just, you never get that downtime for yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, go ahead. You were going to say, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I know exactly. So basically for the first 2 years of business, not including like the time I was at my old job, I had the same cell phone number.
Yep.
And then I started Wrap It Up with my cell phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on social media. That was everything. And then as it grew, I'd be getting text message or phone calls 10 o'clock at night on my cell phone. Hey, how much would you charge me to wrap my roof in black?
Right.
And now it came to a time where I'm like, okay, my cell phone number is now becoming a landline.
Yes.
And then I got my own cell phone number that I only give out to, you know, friends and buddies, good customers that are constantly getting things done. I'll give them my cell.
Right.
But I mean, for just somebody calling the business, that was too much.
It's a lot.
You know, I'm at dinner with my girlfriend and who's texting you? Who's calling you?
Yep.
You know, it's 8 o'clock at night and this guy wants his quote for his roof.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I had this conversation with, who was my, Installaway. I had this conversation, you know, you're fucking Friday night, you know, you got date night with the wife, or girlfriend, whatever the case may be. And, you know, that text message, that phone rings at 7 o'clock, you know, what do you do? You pick it up because it's maybe an opportunity, or, you know, or you don't pick it up and save yourself the grief for the rest of the night.
Yeah, the argument that's going to come with it of, hey, I want your time.
Right.
And, oh, but this guy's calling me. This could be a $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 job.
Right.
I need to take it real quick. Let me just take this real quick.
And it never, and you know it, and it never is a quick phone call. It's always 30 minutes. Easy. 30 minutes easy. It's, I got this car. You know, I want a crazy design, and it's this and it's that, and it's, you know, you got that talker on the phone for that phone call, and it's just like, you're just shaking your head, and you know what's going to come after that, you know, once you get off the line. And, yeah, it goes back to fucking losing friends and all that shit. It happens.
Well, I think when you start a business too, or, you know, like entrepreneurship, you're just so focused.
Yes.
you're so focused on this, this baby that you're building
Exactly.
that you don't have the energy for outside. A buddy comes over that wants to hang out and have a couple beers and you're on your phone.
Right.
Or, it does. It affects friendships. It affects relationships, families. I've seen it all. I've been affected by it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here, brother. It sucks. It sucks, but you try to think that, the risk and reward is way more than what you're going through at that particular moment or time as well. So, a lot of us come out of it, well and good and okay with it. A lot of us fucking lose our shirts, and close down shop or whatever whatever it is. And it sucks. I mean, it's something that we don't generally talk too much about, but we kind of we're on the edge of it. You know what I mean? You just fucking walk in that rim of the building. You know what I mean? You're not falling off, but the wind's blowing, and it's crazy. It's just one good sweep and fucking you can have everything taken away from you in a second.
That's it. I think about that every single day. And that's
scary.
I think that's why we've kept kind of growing.
Yeah.
Because I have so much energy that I put out just towards it, where I just don't want this to fail.
Yeah.
I don't want this to fail so bad that I'm just doing whatever I possibly can, reaching into my pocket as deep as I could to get my last dollar. Just you know what I mean? Cause I'm so focused that the thought of failing scares me so much that I just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And I try, it's just, cause that's one thing we do have to realize, failure is always lingering there.
Oh,
you could be in business for 20 years and it's still sitting there. It's not going away.
And the best entrepreneurs have failed in numerous opportunities. That's the thing that people don't understand. It's like, oh yeah, you stepped in shit. You're fucking making good money now. But dude, you don't even know what the fuck shit I had to walk through to get to where I am. You know what I mean? I had to fail 3 times before I fucking made this one good. It's crazy. And those are the best entrepreneurs that don't give up. That always, you almost have to have that paranoia. Like you said, you gotta be, as soon as you become complacent and you stop worrying about it, that's when the rug sweeps right underneath you.
Yep. And then you're done.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
So, I feel like I am always a little bit paranoid, kind of always looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's kind of where, that's kind of just how my life is now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good paranoia though. I mean, it's not like you're fucking oh my God, these people are going to take all my business or such and such person's going to screw me over. It's just, it's a settled paranoia where it's there, but you power through it and you fucking make good moves. And the thing is, you have to continue to move forward. You can't fucking move an inch and then fucking wait 6 months. Move another inch, wait another 3 months. If you're gonna do it, just go and do it. Cause as soon as someone else sees you fucking moving, they're gonna pass right by you. Cause they're not gonna care. It's crazy. You know what? I've had this conversation with somebody that was in the industry and I fucking said something to them and not that I shouldn't have because I thought whatever, but I was like, oh, I'm going to try to do this and trying to open up another opportunity to get clientele in this particular industry. And, literally 2 weeks later, he's pounding the fucking pavement, sending emails, doing this, hitting it hard. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? That was what I was gonna do. You know what I mean? And I fucking should have just did it. You know what I mean? And that's what you get. I mean, if you wait too long, someone else is gonna take the fucking spotlight.
But we live in a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. So if somebody sees an opportunity, they're going to try to steal it away from you.
Yeah.
Is how I feel. And that's kind of how I try to live every day.
It's crazy, man. I was gonna say, like, what do you like to do the most as far as like your business aspect? Do you like to do the design work or do you like to do the install? Like, what's your day in and day out, revolve around?
So basically we've grown pretty rapidly, and we're typically, cause we are a kind of a small niche group.
Yeah.
We're booked 2-3 months out most of the time. Consistently. It hasn't been really less than that.
That's great.
So we'll squeeze jobs in when we can, a little early, but, typically I do all my designing at night at home.
Oh,
so I'm still there where I'll go into the shop, help customers. I'll wrap, hold a piece here, hold a piece there, wrap this car if I need to. And then I come home at night, I'll come home, go to the gym, come home, and I'm designing until 9 or 10 o'clock.
Wow.
And then back at it the next day. Wow. So, that's kind of where I've been. I really like designing, but it kind of depends on the design too.
Yeah.
We could have, I just designed like a P40 Warhawk on a Hellcat.
Wow.
And that was a couple months ago, and I have a passion for stuff like that. Coming from out of my head onto the computer screen, onto the car. And that's what I love. That's really my passion with it. Color changes are cool. Huge market for it, of course, but it's not something that really tickles me much. I guess we could say.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But now like we've wrapped a lot of cars, a lot of trailers, trucks, and all these other, motor vehicles, as we can say. And I'm trying to think ahead, like, how can I expand my market? I'm always like, I'm trying to think, and my new business partner that jumped in with me, right over about a year ago. I mean, he's just as passionate as I am.
Yeah. And
has so many ideas. I mean, him and I are ability wise wrapping on install is about the same now.
Nice.
And he's been doing it for a year.
Wow. Well, he comes from the window tinting side of things, correct?
He bought that business.
Oh, really?
So he doesn't even window tint. He actually comes from a flooring background.
Wow.
He's 5 years older than me. He's 38. I'm 33. And he came from flooring and, using a blade, trimming flooring. It's kind of like, it's kind of worked over into wrapping for him.
Right.
And it's kind of a trip to think about, but I mean, he can wrap. He's wrapping cars in Medford by himself.
That's amazing.
Without a problem, with high quality. And his quality, his quality is just as high. His standards are just as high as mine.
Well, his investment is there.
Yeah, his investment. And so he's brought new ideas to the table where, I thought I had this idea of home interior wall wraps. You wrap a wall in your home to look like brick or wood or stone or, these different, a waterfall. And I'm like, let's try this. And I did one at my house. And then, I did one at my girlfriend's house. And then we started advertising it, and we've been doing a ton of them.
Wow.
And then it was like, okay, now how can we expand from this home interior? Okay, let's try to wrap kitchen cabinets. Okay, so we had some hurdles with kitchen cabinets. Okay, well, why don't we, with some of those recesses on those old school 80s cabinets, it's not
working. Yeah. That's funny. Countertops is cool.
So we've done a ton of countertops. They're holding up great. I mean, printing countertops that look like marble or granite or, things like that.
Yeah.
And then, and the kitchen cabinet, we figured out a niche where, we have a cabinet guy locally that's buddies, and we just go into somebody's house, measure their faces. He makes a kitchen cabinet face that's wrap friendly.
Wow.
And then we wrap the face, go to the customer's house, install the faces. We might need to wrap the back, like the baseboard.
Right.
And then put a new face on, and they got a full new looking kitchen in a day and a half.
That's amazing. So you're taking the old cabinet doors out and replacing them with new ones.
With new faces.
Wow.
And so you're not looking at, a huge cost for painting. Your kitchen's not in shambles for 3 weeks.
Right. Now, what are they doing? Is he priming the cabinet doors and everything prior to get good adhesion?
Yeah. So basically what he's doing is he makes a face for us. that's like a modern shaker style shape.
Yeah.
Shaker style face. Like a modern square, really easy to wrap.
Right.
And then he'll prime it in just a white, and then we'll use, a higher tack film.
Right.
And an air release higher tack. We can use calendar because there's no deep recesses in its interior.
Right.
So you have material cost is less because you're not stretching, you're not going into recesses, you're interior in somebody's kitchen. And calendar's a little thicker than cast, and it's held up great.
Yeah.
We'll wrap all the faces in the shop, and then we'll go out there. Sometimes the cabinet guy meets us there and hangs all the cabinet faces in an hour, and we're out of there.
Wow. How many kitchens have you done so far?
I think we've done 5 of them now.
Wow. And that's a real niche because it's a case by case and kind of like a, Jan's going over to Susie's house. Who fucking did your kitchen cabinets?
Yep.
Oh, it's just word of mouth. You know what I mean? And not that word of mouth doesn't travel fast, but like with interior stuff, it's a little bit more of a slower process. You know what I mean?
Well,
like it's,
Well, what we've noticed with the interior is that, majority of our customers, gender wise, it's, majority's male.
Right.
These guys that want to wrap their cars or wrap their motorcycle and make it look badass. And that's, aside from the commercial aspect of it.
Right.
But once we get into this home interior where we're doing walls and we're doing kitchen cabinets and countertops, ceilings, then it opens up to like the female market.
Yes.
Because they want to deck out their house, and then they tell their husband, "Hey, honey, I want this. Call them."
Right. So you might get 2 for 1 right there. You might get a wrap job and an interior job.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting ride, and we just kind of keep trying to open up the doors and figure out what we can do and how can we push the limits.
How are you marketing that as far as like trying to get that into, the eyes of those homeowners right now?
Basically, the only marketing advertising that we've done up to this point now is strictly Facebook, Instagram, and word of mouth.
Wow.
So that's been it. We have a website that was recently just built, and now we're revamping the entire thing. So it's like really not even live.
Yeah.
So it's just been, a lot of Facebook, you're boosting your ads on Facebook. I'll do a before picture of a kitchen and an after, and then, boost it and spend $200 or $300.
That's amazing.
To the local demographic.
Right.
And then, within a 70-mile radius, you're at home scanning through your Facebook and you see that.
And how often are you getting inquiries as far as like quotes and stuff? Pretty often, or obviously?
It's daily. If I don't, the town is so cliquey and small that if I don't constantly am promoting something, then it just kind of fades off.
Yeah.
So if we're constantly on it, we're constantly giving out quotes for that product.
Wow.
It's kind of how it seems around here.
Wow.
So if we're really promoting color change wraps, next thing you know, we're doing 40 quotes for color changes. Wow. And, so it's kind of like, I guess, what we really feel like promoting that day or that week or month
is what you want to get, is what you're going to get, more or less. Cause you're the only one basically doing it. Your competition isn't spending the money on, social media ads or throwing money at that.
Oh,
right?
yeah. They are now.
Ooh, so it's cutthroat now. It's who gets it out first.
Yeah. Now it's, you got all these sign shops that were around here. Now there's wrap shops around here too.
Right.
And, Wrap It Up was the first one to make a statement.
Wow.
I did a couple posts of some chrome and a little bit of cockiness in there. You know what I mean? And I've learned I don't do any more cocky posts now. But when I started, I was
toot your own horn.
Oh yeah. I was like, I was the first wrap shop in Southern Oregon. I'm going to promote myself as much as possible because everybody's taking their car to a sign shop to get wrapped.
Right.
So, I started out where I would, do a post of a chrome car that I wrapped and say, taking your vehicle to a sign shop for a wrap is like taking your vehicle to your mechanic whose windows tinted. We're the first wrap shop in Grants Pass, and I didn't know. This was my first 6 months. I'm like, I'm just going to just go out there and
kill it,
promote myself as best as I can.
Yeah.
Well, next thing I know, I'm pissing off all these sign shops because, I'm telling them, why would you take your car to a sign shop? This, it's, and so now I have all these sign shops that hate us, but, so now everybody has been stepping their game up for wraps around here because they see the market. Nobody around here was doing chrome wraps or color change, psychedelic or, rising sun, all these different colors that have came out now.
Right.
And now all these shops are trying to promote that too because they see the market.
That's crazy. And to think that you might have had a little influence in that to kind of be like, hey, you're not the only guy on the block. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's, I definitely ruffled some feathers. To say the least.
And that's all right. You know what I mean? We all want to swing a big one around. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, listen, I'm the guy around town. Fucking come see me. You know what I mean? I think we all do it a little bit. The cockiness, you gotta have a little bit of cockiness because you're the new guy in the block or the guy trying to make the statement, you gotta, I always thought you gotta, what's that saying? You don't, if you don't stand out, you don't fit in. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
If you don't stand out, you don't fit in. And I always thought that mentality was great because I would put out some wild shit out there and just watch all the haters be like, this motherfucker right now. Can you believe him? And it's just like, dude, whatever. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get to the top. And if I got to stomp on some heads, I'll stomp on some heads. That's all good. You know what I mean? And, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, all right. But as I got older and kind of watched everything grow, you change, your mentality changes a little bit.
You lose that. I've lost that.
Yeah.
Basically, fuck everybody. I'm going to the top.
Right.
I lost that. Now it's like, I'm just going to just stay in my own world, in my own bubble over here.
Yeah. I just want to survive.
I'm not going to be concerned what that shop's doing or what that person's saying or what, that was big influence on me in the first year. I'm like, oh, that guy's talking shit. They're doing this now.
That gets in your head.
Yeah. And then it fucks with you and it fucks with your work and it just increases, it takes away from the ultimate goal.
Yes.
And the focus. And that's where I've come to the point now where I'm like, you know what? Like, they want to talk, let them talk. I'm going to just keep producing. Like that's
it.
Kind of my mentality now. No more cocky posts, no more, this or that or whatever else. And my main thing is I'm not going to talk shit about other shops locally.
Right.
That's not my thing. If somebody comes in and they have a wrap that's, not up to par, I don't ask them where they got it from. I don't tell them, oh, that place is a joke or this or that. I don't say anything.
Right.
I just say, oh, this is the way it could have been done and I can fix it here and do this and, things like that.
We'll make it right.
We'll make it right, but I don't care who did it. I don't need to know or, you know what I mean? It's, I think that puts you on a path where you shouldn't be, where you're starting to talk shit about people and in a small town.
Word travels. Yeah. It's just the loyalty thing, you kind of, you want to say just enough, but not too much. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If the customer wants to talk shit or if that dude wants to talk shit about the other shop, go for it.
Let him run.
I'm just going to sit here. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here and listen to you, but.
That's it.
So.
Hey, you should have brought it to me in the first place.
And I've seen my competitors around town too. They know who I am.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't see each other. I mean, I saw, one of the big shops in Medford, the owner, I saw him in a concert, 6 months, a year back. And he knew exactly who I was and he kind of gave me the mean look, the tough guy look.
The fucking, the head nod hey, I know you.
What's up, dude? I literally me and my girlfriend were at a concert. I was walking to the pisser. I looked at him and I winked. And I just kept walking. Cause I know awesome. That's gonna bother him more.
Oh,
he's trying to size him up,
He ain't going to bed. He's gonna be like, what did that wink mean? What do you think that wink mean, babe? Like, why the fuck did he wink at me? Is he trying to tell me something? Dude, he probably lost sleep that night because of that wink. That's fucking awesome, dude. I love that. It's no better feeling than just being, cordial. Like, hey, give him the head nod. Hey, what's going on? How are things? Business is good? Good, man. Sweet. Awesome. All right. We'll see you later. And it's just, that shit will eat you the fuck alive, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, woo. I would think about shit like that when I was starting because of all the fucking haters, man, that been in the business for so long. Oh, fucking, he's gonna steal all our work. Dude, come on. I got better fucking things to do than try to go after anybody's work. If your clients want to come to me, they're coming to me for a reason, and I'll leave it at that. And
you're not going to reach out. If I see a wrap in town that another shop did, that looks like maybe a fleet or, commercial wrap. I don't walk up to the guy going, hey, here's my card if you want a wrap done. Yeah. I don't do that.
It's bad karma.
It is.
Karma,
that
dude.
Shit comes around. Comes around.
Yes.
Maybe not right away.
But it will get you.
It will. So, I mean, I've dealt with karma from things that I did when I was younger. My brother, I have, it still pops up. I did a lot of shit when I was younger, a lot of stupid shit. And my brother, he's 11 years older than me, and he's had a rough life. And he told me, at the beginning of the business, just a lot of life changes. And he told me, he said, bro, just remember everything that you did fucked up back then, it'll come around in a different way. Yeah. It might not come back the same way you did something or this or that, but everything goes around. Yeah. So, and I've come to realize that. So
yeah, it's a shitty feeling. You know what I mean? And then you sit back and you reflect. You're like, did that happen because of fucking when I was 12 years old and I, kicked Susie off the fucking swing set? Or,
right.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. And we don't think about that shit when we're older. If we get, when we get older, we don't think about that shit. Like, oh, is this going to affect me when I'm fucking 30? Or, is something going to come back to me that I'm not going to be able to get further in life because of the fucking scenario I'm in now or
the choice I made then. And
I always said, like, your parents or your guardians or people you looked up to, influencers, whoever they were back then, when they told you not to fucking grow up, fucking should have taken that advice. Don't grow up too fast. Don't be in a rush to be a fucking adult, dude. There's nothing
not as cool
fun.
It's not as cool as everybody says, okay?
Fuck no, dude. I would take, I don't know, maybe junior year of high school back. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind going back to that time. It's like, you got your little bit of a full-time job. You got your car, you fucking, just everything was so cool back then. And as soon as you get out of high school, it's just like, oh, cool. So 18, gotta be an adult and pay your own bills and maybe go to college, whatever the case may be. And shit gets fucking real after that.
I could say I have way more stress now than I did when I was a junior in high school. So that's for fucking sure.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. So. Just reflecting back on that nonsense, dude. It's funny. It's just fucking funny. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. We fucking got a little bit of a fucking tantrum over there about
I know, right?
Fucking bad luck and all that nonsense. I want go ahead.
Oh, and all the haters. So.
All the haters, yeah. All the haters. Hey, it's 2019 now. Time to turn the new leaf, new year. It's kind of, I love when they come up with those memes, by the way. With like fucking, the dude's dodging the fucking ball. He's like dodging haters. Like fucking coming into 2019, dodging the haters. It's like, fuck, dude. Those things fucking crack me up, man. Oh shit. What's a good one that they have? Isn't it like a guy leaping over something?
I saw one where he was like dancing around these signs, and one said drama, one said haters, one said like negativity, like fake friends.
Oh
like,
shit.
Dodging it all.
Fuck, dude. And this fucking struggle is real, man. Struggle is real, man. Let's talk about like your setup. What you got going on at your facility as far as like equipment. What are you running over there?
So we run a Roland True Viz.
Nice.
And I got it since we started, so it's a couple years old now. And honestly, nothing negative to say about it.
Nothing. How's your blacks?
Nah.
I always got to say that.
It's the blacks. No, none of those lines that you get in the solvent.
It's not green. Not green.
No, it's not. Nope, it's not green. It's the True Viz changed it up a little bit, and I don't have actual ink cartridges now. Now they're baggies.
Oh, the what are they? Gallon or whatever? The fucking not
something
a
like
gallon.
That, 500 ml or something like that.
Yep.
And they changed up with the True Viz, where Roland says that you don't need to gas out for more than 15 minutes before you laminate and wrap with that ink.
Come on.
That's what they're telling us.
Come
I don't do that.
on, Roland. Don't fucking say that shit. Come on. 15 minutes.
But we've had a lot of luck with the printer. We haven't had. I mean, I've had a couple heads go out
already.
Yeah,
that's got to be what 4 or 5 years old now.
Yeah, I think so. About that.
Did you have that printer when you had the garage?
No. I subbed out printing the first 6 months.
Holy shit.
And then bought that printer.
Nice.
And, ever since, I mean, I've gone through a couple heads in that printer.
Yeah.
And, we have a local distributor right here in Portland. So they missed 4 hours, but they come down, they replace the head when, one was under warranty, one wasn't.
Nice.
Those media clips on the side is what fucked me.
Oh, they got ya.
Yeah, they did.
A little jam.
So I don't even use them now.
Fucking rip those suckers right out, dude.
Yep.
It's not worth fucking losing the head over.
But it's a pretty good printer. I don't, the quality, it prints high quality. We don't have issues. It's super cheap to operate.
Yeah.
I mean, ink lasts us a long time, and yeah, we run it. We're ready to grow now, though.
Yeah.
We just did a wall wrap for a business last week that's 60 feet by 12 feet.
Wow.
And the fucking thing took 14 hours to print.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was an industrial with rivets, and it was just a super detailed, nothing but laying ink.
Jesus Christ.
So it's like, okay, now we need to switch it up, and how can we're doing more big scale printing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to move the True Viz to Medford, so that there's a printer in Medford now, and then, get a big boy, maybe get a latex or a UV, something like that for Grants Pass.
There you go.
That's what we're kind of thinking, ready to do that next. That's probably gonna be the next move.
Yeah, so. Move on to latex. What are you swaying more into, latex or UV?
I'm thinking I've heard pros about both of them.
Yeah.
And I have no knowledge about either of them.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I have no fucking clue either one. I've just read, but that's it. I haven't a firsthand experience, of talking to somebody and having them tell us how it runs.
Yeah. Latex is great because of that instant, lamination, installation, in and out. Your quality of production is a lot quicker and faster. And I think, being a shop, time is money. The less time you spend, the more money you make, and latex would be the way to go. But there are cons to having latex. You have to have a temperatured location for it, and it's very temperamental when it comes to your temp. And, it's not, you have to switch out your heads pretty often than not. I mean, they're a few $100 or whatever the case may be to switch them out. It's literally, it's like changing an ink cartridge. It's, click it out, click the new one in, but it's, you got four or whatever, however many heads are in there. I'm not 100% knowledgeable. I know my shop has 2 of them. I don't run the machines anymore, so I don't know, but I think there's 4 or 8 or 6, whatever heads are in there. A couple $100 a pop every few months. I mean, it's a pretty penny, and maintenance on them is, 2-3 times a year, if that, and, spend $800 to $1,000 every time. You gotta factor all that shit in there. You know what I mean? I mean, how many times you getting your Roland serviced just for a fucking tear down, clean up, readjustment, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Honestly, Jeff, I have not. The only time that they've adjusted anything was when I blew out the head.
Really?
Yeah, I maintenance it, I clean it, and that fucker runs. That fucker just runs, and it cuts. And I have never had an issue with it off alignment of cutting.
Wow.
I put an 1/8" bleed on all the decals, run it, and it prints them and cuts them, and the depth is fine. But I have had the same blade in that fucking machine for 8 months.
Come on.
I'm serious.
Holy shit, dude. I know my rolling would never dude, my cutter, after 6 feet, forget about it. You might as well give
I can't run it. I can't run it more than I've ran a 12-foot piece and it cut it good. But that was as far as I've gone. I usually, if I'm cutting decals, I'll print, 4-foot sections.
Yeah.
4 foot, 4 foot, 4 foot, just to be safe.
And at that point, you're cutting what? 50, 60, 70 stickers at a time, and it's you've already maxed out as far as your knowledge of my printer is only capable of this many feet, so I can only print cut this many fucking stickers. And it's just, you never, so as far as like cutters, you don't have another cutter. It's basically all in one, and that's all you have. That's it.
And a laminator.
Dude, game changer when you get a cutter.
That's what we've been looking at. We've been looking at a cutter. We've been, we're just trying to kind of, now that we have the locations and the work's there.
Mm-hmm. So
now it's like, okay, what route do we want to go? Because we want to keep our roots. We want to keep the wrap shop roots.
Right.
We don't want to become a sticker shop.
Mm.
We don't want, I have customers call me and ask me if I can make them a Fox decal for their back window. And majority of the time I turn that work down.
Yeah, it's not worth it unless you have a shop minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, hey, listen, you can buy the sticker on eBay for fucking $10 or you're going to charge you 65 here. It's just, it is what it is. In order for me to turn, I had a shop minimum and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You got to turn on the fucking cutter. You got to create the graphic, cut it, weed it, tape it. What's that half hour, 25 minutes worth to you? Well, I charge 65 an hour, fucking charging you the whole hour, because not only are you taking me away from other shit I could have done that whole hour, but now I've only got 30 minutes into that. It's just, and you know what? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and it's really not a loss at the end of the day.
No,
whether you do it or you don't do it, it's a win if they do it. Because you just made $65 in fucking 20 minutes. I mean, where else can you go and make $65 other than fucking work in the streets? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes when somebody does call about that for a decal, I'm just honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie and just, you know what I mean, try to get their business. I'm going to tell them, hey, like I've sent customers to my old work.
There you go.
They don't wrap anymore there. After I left, they stopped doing wraps.
Really?
Yeah.
Cause you know why? You were the one that went to go do the training. You're the one that did this. You're the one who did that. No one else wanted to fucking learn it. And I've said that shit so many times. You want to run a shop, you have to learn how to run that shop inside and out. Cause if that employee fucking leaves,
that's
that
it.
employee's sick, you're screwed. Yep. 100%.
Yeah. And that's kind of what started, the wheels in my head turning when I started to learn how to do everything. I'm like, well, I can design, I can run the printer, I can wrap.
Yep.
I can do this all. So that's a big stress relief when you're in business. If the owner or, you say whoever's out there listening decides to go start their own wrap shop, make sure that you can do everything.
Right.
Because if you're relying on somebody, you could be fucked in the end.
Oh.
It could just bite you in the ass.
So many times. I mean,
the one thing I can't do is I'm not very good at breaking a vehicle down.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not, that isn't the end all be all either.
No,
I mean, the only reason why we break down a fucking car is because someone said that's fucking industry now. Oh, dude, you could fucking totally wrap a car without taking anything apart.
Yeah.
Are you gonna work like an asshole and maybe be a little bit more, take a little bit more time to make your cuts around certain things? Yeah, absolutely. But can you do it? 100% you can do it.
That's how it started. That's how the game started. The vehicle got in, you fucking washed it, you cleaned it, and you wrapped it. You didn't even take any of the moldings off. Nothing.
Right. Nobody took anything fucking off. Nobody wanted to. No. That's how it was. That was industry back then. But all it took was a bunch of people to fucking start taking off bumpers and start taking off taillights and headlights, and it's just disassembly of a car now, basically getting it ready for paint. That has become the new norm.
And also, as much as I love social media and customers getting smarter about the wrap process, you get a customer coming in that learns, that follows Paint is Dead or Avery or 3M on Instagram that wants their car wrapped. They already have a little bit of a knowledge of pictures they've seen.
Right.
So they come in and they go, okay, so for that price, you're going to wrap my inside of my doors, my door jams.
Right.
You take everything.
You're going to take my bumpers off and stuff, right?
Yeah, because you see the pictures.
Right.
So you think that that's every wrap needs to be like that.
Right.
And that's, I try to steer away. I've done probably 20 or 30 cars with jams on the inside of doors.
Damn.
And I fucking hate it.
Oh, I can imagine.
I hate it. And I try to steer the customer away as much as possible on that. Because that's going to be, pretty much one of the biggest fail points.
Yeah.
Because you have who knows how many pieces in a door jam.
Oh my God.
So
and it's not even that. It's which color you transitioning from. You have a white car and you want to make it black? Okay, yeah. Okay, we have to go a little bit deeper on the jams. I get it. But if you have a black car and you go on matte black, why the fuck are you going to take the bumpers off?
Yeah. Or the headlights out and not including that, I tell the customers, once we break this car down, and if it's never been broken down before, you always run into issues in the future.
Yeah.
Of a door handle not being as tight as it was at factory, or, you deal with that. That's a lot of liability for a shop.
Or the exact opposite. You start finding shit that somebody else touched, that screws are missing, and now you have to now you not only taking it out, but now you got to document the shit that's missing to make sure you cover your ass. Because now they're going to be like, oh, the fucking bumper wasn't fitting right. Well, dude, you're missing fucking 10 screws underneath it. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that thing didn't fall off on the way here. It's just now because you were the last one who touched it, you're stuck with the fucking thing in your hand. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. And we've dealt with that. Oh, that dent wasn't on my car when I brought it.
Ah, dude.
That's, you get that shit, and it's like, before, when the industry is like, okay, I gotta make sure that I don't use my blade on the car.
Yes.
Now it's like, you're breaking a vehicle down and now putting it back together. We just wrapped a Ferrari a couple weeks ago. We didn't break much of it down. We took the mirrors off. That was it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to break a clip on a Ferrari or a door handle.
No. Fuck no.
There goes the profit and more.
Oh.
Right there from the job.
Dude. And it's not even like you're going to buy one. You got to buy the whole fucking bag of clips. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, can I get a door clip? No, you got to buy the pack of 20. That's fucking $125. You know what I mean? You're not going to add that onto your cost at the end of the day either. You're eating that at the end.
Yep. You just bite it.
Yep. It's just, you live, you learn. And this is why we create contracts. And this is why we create work order forms and have people sign off on things, because if you don't, the likelihood of you getting bit is pretty high after that.
It's super high. We've been bit a couple times before I did work orders, before I had people sign things. This is because it all comes into the business aspect.
Yeah.
I was an installer and learning how to design. I'm going to start this business. So now is all this knowledge of how to run a business and contracts and, all this other, taxes and all this other shit that I had no idea how to do. But I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that comes into play.
Yep.
You gotta think about all this other shit that's, you're not just wrapping cars in your garage anymore.
Right.
For a couple grand in cash, but yeah. So
it's not just a handshake anymore.
Nope.
It's a problem. Because, that's an old school way of doing it. And now it's just everybody's looking for something to get, $1 off, $100 off. Hey, that's not right over there. Can you knock off a couple hundred? And, what? No. Fuck out of here. I'd rather rip the whole wrap off and have you leave here with the same color fucking car you came in with and take $100 off. Like, get out of here. Come on.
And the main thing is too, like one of the things that I've been trying to learn is kind of getting my customer, the person I'm talking to that wants a wrap figured out a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I even quote him. Because if a guy comes in and I already know that he's going to be a giant pain in the ass and call me 30 times a day and come in and watch us work. And you always get, you get that customer where it's just like, you're not even worth this hassle. Like go somewhere else.
Yep.
Cause that is one thing you take into consideration when you start a business. Like you choose your customers too. Like they choose you, but you can, you choose the work.
Learn when to say no.
Exactly.
I think that's a hard lesson to learn in your beginning stages because you want to take as much as you can. And, that's when you learn your lessons and that's fine. I mean, you need to learn those lessons at the end of the day because that's what's going to make you evolve into a better person, a better business person. And you have to figure it out. But, it's such a great feeling when you just know you're okay and you're just like, nah, go see Joe down the street. He'll probably be a better fit for you. And, unfortunately we're just a little bit too busy right now and, love to get you on the next one, but right now we can't. And then you have your buddy fucking call you. What the fuck did you send that guy over here for? What a pain in my ass. It's fucking burnt me for $100. Oh, dude, it's fucking, I read him before you did. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. It's the luck of the, it is, just fucking whatever. You gotta read the people. You gotta be a people reader,
That's, I've been kicked a couple times. So there was one at the beginning of when we started and, the guy wanted his Ford Ranger wrapped and it was like a green color and he wanted it in satin black. And he knows a lot of people. So I told him like, I'm going to give you a deal. I'm going to wrap your Ranger for $1,800. That's what I told him. Mm-hmm. And he said, okay, cool. Well, I'll drop it off next week and you can do it. And this was the first couple months into the business at the building.
Yeah.
And I wrapped it. He showed up and he's like, oh, it looks fucking killer. Super stoked with it. And then I told him, I said, all right, you're right at $1,800. Here's the invoice. He said, you told me 800.
Oh.
And that's one thing that I had to learn. Now it's like writing prices down, printing a full estimate invoice for the customer to sign. Like, cause I could sit there and argue with the guy all day.
Right.
But I just ended up biting in the ass because he's just one of those guys that's not even, you told me 800. You told me 800.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm arguing with a rock right now. So.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that blood out of that fucking stone. You know what I mean? So. Whew, that just put a pit in my stomach.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, cut my losses. That's it. I made,
nothing.
$200 on nothing, basically. Like,
you fucking made nothing at the end of the day.
Just took a full roll of film and I mean, I probably lost money actually. So
yeah,
it
your
cost me
fucking
money.
time doing it, one, and then you fucking cost of material. You fucking, whew. I don't know how many times that's happened to me, but wow. I don't miss those days.
No. So but that's all about the learning curve too. And that's all gonna come. That's all, like we say, you gotta fail, keep going forward, fail, keep going forward.
Yep. So take them as lessons and not as a loss, change that loss into a lesson.
That's it. There's a motivational speaker, Les Brown, he says, life's going to knock you down, but when you get knocked down, just make sure you look on your back. If you can look up, you can get up and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So,
that's
awesome. It.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask you too, you've had some training done at your facility as well with, is it Christian from CK?
Yeah, with old CK. Yeah, me and him became pretty tight now.
Nice.
And we're buddies. So
he came all the way down from Canada.
He's came down twice now.
Really?
Yeah, he came down once to get us certified on the Chrome 3 class.
Yep.
And then he just came down to hang out and we did a Wrap It Up CK collab on a Supra.
Wow.
So. And
what type of material was he kind of demoing for the training?
It was the Vivid film. Yeah, cause that's kind of where he's the face for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get different installers, you get like Justin Pate for Avery.
Right.
And so I think CK is kind of taking the place for Vivid. Vivid being more of a do-it-yourself film.
DIY,
marketing. Yeah, marketing to basically the public. Avery, you don't go to Avery's website and buy a roll of film.
Right.
Like Vivid. So they have a good niche. I mean, their sales were through the roof. but I wouldn't say, it's a particularly a roll of film that I promote.
Yeah. I see you choosing your words wisely.
Yeah.
I mean, Vivid wouldn't be my first choice, to be honest with you. I've heard reviews. I've seen reviews. I've heard it from people installing it. It has its own place, which is what you said, the DIY market.
Yeah.
That 100% is where the lane of that product and that marketing campaign is at. And I'm talking straight from I've never touched it. I've never played with it. I've never seen it face to face as far as like how it lays, anything. But as far as like the way it's portrayed from other people in the industry that I know have used it and have heard about it and know way more than I do, that's just kind of like what they've said. It's definitely a DIY, material to use, for the weekend, tinker person. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a huge market they have.
Huge.
Because you get anybody. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I think CK told me that the sales, 80,000 sales a month.
Wow.
I mean, something that's just ridiculous.
Wow.
And, they have a lot of returns, but
I don't think the people that are doing it know, I don't want to say right from wrong, or more or less like what the material is supposed to look like or do. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time they're probably going to fucking overstretch it. And it's just to have that look for a little while.
Yeah, I want to wrap the interior pieces of my car in carbon. So I spend $20
right.
and get some. And that's a huge market. And, I feel like I know Christian, I just call him CK, but he's kind of capitalized on that, making a face and coming out with these YouTube videos on this do it yourself.
Right.
And I mean, he has 100,000 subscribers now.
It's a lot.
That's a lot for YouTube, and you get paid from YouTube too.
Right.
When you get that big. So he's, me and him have had long nights here at my house. We've had drinks and went out to dinner and just have talked about the industry until 3 a.m.
Wow.
And his outlook and the way he looks at it is a little different than the way I look at it. And it's me and him. We became close friends.
Yeah.
So, I'm planning on going up there and visiting him and his wife and bringing my girlfriend, and visit Canada.
Nice.
So it's kind of not work related anymore. Now it's just we call and chat.
Nice.
So
talk about the industry. It's another network, and it's something different than what you're kind of doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is nice. You kind of see the other side of the token, and
Yeah, and CK, he has a lot of haters. Me and him have talked about it. I'm sure what you've probably heard the industry.
I know. I know.
And if I can say anybody that's like listening that, because most people don't know, because he's, just on YouTube or like he's a genuinely a good dude.
Yeah.
And me and him have had a blast together. He helped me, instructed me on wrapping gold chrome on one of my personal trucks.
Yeah.
And he got the roll taken care of from Vivid and everything else. And I couldn't find one thing wrong with the truck. We did it together. And the film was a definite pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It was a bitch.
Yeah.
It's not like Avery Chrome, but yeah, he's, but that's the industry though. You're going to have, I think that's with anything though. Not just with the rap industry.
Totally with anything. I'd love to have him on the show if he would fucking unblock me on Instagram.
Does he have you blocked? I'll fucking call him.
I don't know why, dude. I never said anything rude. I'm fucking biased as shit. You know what I mean? And
right.
I'm on, I'm not saying I'm on both ends, but I'm neutral, man. One day I went to go look him up and following him. And then the next day I went to go look him up and fucking, how it says like so many posts, so many followers, but then it says no posts, no photos at the bottom. I'm like, cool. I'm fucking blocked. Like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I don't know if he just doesn't want to talk to me, maybe, or whatever the case may be, or because my affiliation with some Canadian friends. I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I know that there's. He's told me about I guess we can bluntly say on a podcast, like a dick waving contest.
Yeah.
People up there or whatever, but
yeah,
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm neutral.
Yeah, dude, so. I'm fucking not on one end or not on the other. I like to be right in the fucking middle.
Yep.
I like to have options.
Yeah, me and CK talk. So next time I talk to him, I'll tell him.
Yeah, let him know.
When I reach out, tell Jeff. Fucking podcast. He'd be because he would be awesome to have on here.
I'd love to talk to him about the material situation because I do watch some of his videos on YouTube. Even though I can watch those, I just don't see what he posts on his feed on Instagram or anything like that. But like I watch his videos do come up on my the things that you might want to see type of fucking page on YouTube, and I watch some of the videos. I see the shit he writes and the shit he says. I mean, I get it. I know the concerns. Do I agree on the way he goes about them? Maybe not, because it's just not the way I would fucking personally, talk about a product, sort of say. But I get that he's trying to push one more than the other. So I get it. It is what it is. But I'd like to get his input on what is up with Vivid. Like, how come he doesn't use, how come he's not so much biased to like all the other products? It's always a fucking jab at one company, a jab at another company. And
he's been open. I do know that he's been messing with some Orcal.
Yeah.
That a rep's helped him out with some Orcal material. And, he's always said good things about Avery.
Yeah.
I know that he's had a little bit of a battle with 3M.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that there's been some issues and I think he's getting it squared away. Last time I talked to him, he's going to 3M training.
Wow. Okay.
So he's like, I want to figure it out. I want to learn it. If I'm doing something wrong, then show me the right way to do it. So, which kind of shows his character.
Right.
Where, cause everybody's a little bit different. If you're portraying yourself in front of 100,000 people on YouTube or if you're one-on-one with somebody, you know what I mean? It's a little different, I think.
Yeah. When you invest in yourself and have the training and, see a problem and address it and try to figure out what you need to do to fix it. That's positive, man. That's fucking great.
Yeah. So.
Good for him, man.
And I didn't know all the drama in the rap industry with CK and with other people until like he came down.
Really?
Because I basically started following him when he wrapped his own car in the silver holographic.
Yeah.
It was this crazy holographic Vivid film that's the worst fucking film in the world to work with. But I wrapped a truck in it.
Wow.
And I contacted him and I was like, hey, give me pointers on this. I've never done a chrome wrap before. This is the first one. And this material is like it's like I'm wrapping a car in cardboard.
Yeah.
So how can I, and he was super cool. And ever since then, cause he started in the garage at his house and I started in the garage. So we have this like similar little story.
Right.
To kind of beat off of each other. And it's like, but he's always been super cool to me. So.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I'd love to fucking talk to him and get his point of view and what the industry is like up in Canada too. You know what I mean? Cause it's a completely different ballgame than it is here in the States. So.
Yeah. I know getting film there is different.
Yeah.
He told me. And, I know he's like now he's trying to kind of steer away from doing as many wraps and doing training and promoting vinyl and different stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wish him the best always. So that's kind of just how my thought is. I didn't know, I honestly didn't know until he came down how much drama there was, like in the rap industry, like involved with like what he was telling me. And I'm like, no shit, dude, really? Like this is all new news to me. I'm in a small town in Oregon over here. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I was the same way. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of fucking feathers being ruffled over here and, watching the comments go crazy. It's like wildfire. It's insane, but I mean, like we said earlier, that's in fucking anything. Any fucking industry you're on, there's always a fucking, a feather ruffler somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just the name of the game. And it wouldn't be fun if we didn't. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it would make people push to the limits that the wrap industry has so rapidly either.
Right.
You know, I mean, look how much it's grown in just a decade.
Oh my God.
So it's, you know, I'm crazy. It's crazy to see what it's going to be, you know, in the next 10 years.
Yeah. What do you think the new thing is going to be, in your opinion? What do you think? What would you like to see the industry be like in, let's just even say 5 years? Cause I think every few years to 5 years, I think we get we go leaps and bounds, I think.
Yeah, that's cause it was it 5-6 years ago when like the chrome, the chrome market took place. And
right.
I mean, I would think that maybe the chrome film may be dropping in price is what I'd like to see. If that would be possible, I doubt it, but
yeah.
I mean, cause you know, chrome film for Avery is just so fucking expensive. Yeah. So it's super difficult to offer that to a customer when I have people come in the shop and they go, oh, I want to wrap my car in red chrome or black chrome, you know, that kind of thing. And that, I think it's a really cool look, but at the same time, you got to charge somebody, you know, $5,000 to $10,000.
Right.
It's yeah.
I know you're spending $3-4 grand just in material cost alone. You haven't even put the shit on yet. It's a very niche product.
Yeah.
You know?
That's to a select few. That's the only that's going to go to.
Yeah.
So
and
I would like to see moving forward in the future. I think that custom designed wraps are going to become more popular.
Over the color change?
I think, I think color change hit the market.
Yeah.
And it took off like a wildfire. But now I start seeing more posts and more shops doing custom designs too.
Yeah.
You know, where somebody comes in, I want my car to look like an airplane or, you know, a tank or
themed wraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think takes a little bit more patience too. And there's a different kind of skill involved, we could say.
Oh my God. Yeah. Especially when you want to get that seamless look.
Yep.
You know,
and the way you design it, the way you print it and
different laminations to get different looks, shit like that.
Yeah. I think for the wrap industry, for the suppliers, vinyl companies, you know, the top 5 vinyl companies, I would think that possibly a laminate that's color change.
Laminate oh man. Okay.
I mean, if we're thinking out, you know what I mean? Cause then you could take a green, say a customer loves this matte metallic green color, but they want it to change from green to blue or, you know, different things like that, a laminate going over the top of them. So, cause I've seen it a little bit with KPMF.
Right.
Is that now they're offering laminates that are, you know, kind of a color, a pearl to it, a metallic to it, you know, these, I like KPMF film. I don't have anything bad to say.
I love KPMF, dude. They had fucking, talk about ruffling feathers. Their fucking laminate game is strong.
Oh yeah.
They are
they got like 20 or 30 different kind of laminates.
They could have their own fucking booklet of just laminates. It's great. Yeah. It's great. It's looking outside the box. It's like, fuck the colors. The laminate's the last step. That's what gives it its last look. Let's fucking change what the laminate looks like. No more gloss, no more matte. Let's put more metallic in it. Let's put a color shift in it. It's just like game changer. Fucking props to KPMF for doing that shit because now it gives you that option and it's at a reasonable price. You don't have to. Yeah,
it's not crazy.
No, not at all, dude. Not at all. In the likelihood of them, you know, us using that on top of a color change to get even more of a different look or a custom look, fucking game changer. Like,
and then that opens up to a bigger population of shops to be able to do it because not every shop has a printer. Not every shop's doing design print wraps.
Or not every shop has a laminator.
Yep. So
to do that.
That's kind of where you know, but it's cheaper to go buy a laminator than it is a printer.
Yes.
So, and, you know, operating a laminator maintenance wise is, you know,
but not having a printer and only a laminator, you just look weird.
Yeah, you just look like a weirdo. But
Yeah.
who knows? I mean,
fucking $5,000 on a laminate. Why do you have $5,000 just sitting there? You know what I mean? I'd rather spend $5,000 on a fucking cutter and make $5,000 back that month over a laminator that is maybe going to get used once a month, twice a month.
That's true.
That, you know what I mean? It's just one half dozen of the other, and then it just goes further in. Like, okay, you have the cutter, but now you need somebody that knows CAD to create the stickers or the cut files, and then, you know, an extra cost. And you know how it is. The designers are the most expensive people in your shop.
Yep.
Most expensive people. You don't have a designer or a good designer, you're not making money. You know? You're not making money. Especially when you want to get into the custom stuff and the commercial stuff. Like, my shop has got 3 designers. Full time. They each have their own dedicated printers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They print their own jobs all day long. Fucking machines are running all day long, dude. You got 2 production people running 2 laminators all day long. Cut and trim it. Dude, it's like a fucking, it's a well-oiled machine. If you don't have
factory. Factory.
Yeah.
Like a conveyor belt.
All day long, dude. It's literally fucking roll. And it's not just like printed and then cut off the roll. It's literally roll to roll. Like, fucking, like, you're putting in a full roll, you're fucking laminating that whole roll. Like, there's no breaks in between it that, like, small job. Like, literally 10 rolls a week religiously going through. Like, it's insane. It's just, you know, 3 to 5 cars a day getting wrapped. It's just, the volume is just insane.
That's nuts. That's like where, you know, me and my partner, we talk. Like, what do we get to the point where we could do 3 to 5 cars a day? Where we have a shop like that.
Fucking 8 installers. Dude.
Just
like, it's nice, but you know this, being on that other end as the guy who writes the checks, that's a fucking nut and a half that you're stressing about, that you have to continuously keep that volume going.
Yeah, because now you have, and that's the thing too, is now you have families to feed.
Yes.
That rely on you. That's another thing, you know, to take into consideration if you're thinking about quitting your job and starting this wrap shop thing.
Yes.
That once you start having employees, you got families to feed.
Yeah.
You might have to go with less.
Yep.
You know, to feed that family, because that's a bigger responsibility.
Oh yeah, dude. You gotta,
so
you can't, like, you can afford yourself to make less because you're the investor. The other person is an employee, and you have to understand that. They're here to work, to make money, to feed their families. And if you have to take less in order to keep them working with you, those are the sacrifices you have to continuously make, man. And you can't, like, and those are the things that you see. It's fucking the employment turnaround. It's like a fucking revolving door. It's like, dude, what? Like, I was just here the other day. Fucking Joe's gone. Oh yeah, we had to let him go. Why? It's fucking not working out. What do you mean it's not working out? He's been here for fucking a year. You train the fucking guy because you don't want to take a couple bucks out of your paycheck. Fucking, you're gonna let him go? Now you're gonna work like an asshole because now you have to do his job too.
And now that guy that you just trained that made him unhappy might go sign up next door.
100%.
And start doing wraps against you.
Yep.
And now it's been in your shop, so they know what your pricing is. They know, you know, so it's,
yep.
It all comes back around, like we talked about.
Yep.
So that's keeping people happy and appreciated. So you can have the best installer in the world, and if you ask for another buck, you don't give it to them. It kind of just hits the inside of somebody, you know? It's just like, you don't give them that. We try to like make everybody, like with me, it's like I don't try to think of myself as a boss or the owner.
Yep.
You know, like we're all here to kill it, and let's make this wrap look dope.
Yep.
Let's just kill it, and we'll all make money. Because the more jobs we have, the more money we all make.
Yeah. Those are the best entrepreneurs when you think that way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think of yourself as like a higher authority. Like, I'm your boss. You can't talk to me. Like, that's bullshit, dude. Like, you wipe your ass just like fucking I do. You know what I mean?
We use the same fucking toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You put your fucking one leg in and your pants in the morning. Like, you don't fucking jump into your pants. Sorry. Like, you're not special. And it's just, when you can separate that, being, I'm going to say a boss or the owner, if you could separate that and see yourself as an employee, dude, work is so much funner. You know what I mean? If that's a fucking word, funner. But
right.
It's just, things go a lot more smoothly. The conversations with your employees are a little bit more sincere as opposed to robotic. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I better not say anything around the boss. He might get a little weird. Like, no, motherfucker, just say what you're going to say. Like, don't feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I don't want to walk out in the shop and have everybody be quiet.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
you fucking walk in the room and everyone's like, shh, 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 shh. The boss is here. Shh. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's
back when I was at the sign shop, all of us in the shop, when we would be talking and the boss would walk out, we would throw a caca.
Yeah. Fucking, you know? the fucking signature sign of the boss is fucking here. Watch yourself. You know? That is fucking funny. That's good.
And that's the mentality I never wanted to have. You know, like if I walk in and there's two people rapping and the trash is full and they're right in the middle of killing it, I'll pick up the trash and take the fucking trash out.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. I'll sweep the floor.
Right.
And that's kind of, I think, once you have that mentality, everybody jives a lot better together.
Oh, yes. 100%.
So.
That's fucking amazing. Amazing. I wanted to talk about, you know, you were talking about some crazy raps and stuff like that. What's the craziest rap you've done, to date that you think, you know, put you through your paces?
There's been, oh man. I would say there's been, man, we've done a lot of raps in the last couple of years, so I'm trying to think. I would say, you know, I mean, one of them was with CK, and it was in one of his films that he like designed.
Yeah.
And my business partner owns a 96 Toyota Supra.
Wow.
Which is, you know, badass twin turbo. It's,
fucking unicorn.
Every 80s kid's dream car now.
Hell
right?
yeah.
Like, and, we fully embossed it. So we literally like had this design, like this swirl design. So we fully covered the car in this swirl design, fucking die cut, transfer tape, put it on, then wrap the whole car.
Wow. The
entire car, the bumpers, everything. There wasn't a spot unbossed.
Wow. And what material did you use?
I just used like whatever I had laying around the shop for the embossing.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of scrap, different wrap films. I mean, if you took the wrap off, we already took the wrap off and changed it, but I mean, all the embossing was yellow, green, purple. There was some psychedelic on there, like you didn't see it.
Nice.
And the film we used was CK came out like with his own brand of film that like Vivid made.
Yeah.
Like a CK signature, and we used one of his reds.
Wow.
And that one was that was a pretty big pain in the ass. So
I can imagine. You have to, you know, not only you wrapping over the embossed, already laid vinyl, but now you gotta like really press all those edges in and everything, huh?
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. Oh. So there's some of those jobs. It's just a pain in the ass.
It's like, what? Who thought of this? Who thought of this fucking nightmare? What the fuck? That's crazy.
I mean, but yeah, like stuff like that. We've had, what else? I mean, it's just been, there hasn't been anything that's been just super crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've been thinking about entering, you know, the Rap Like a King.
Nice.
At some point.
Why not?
And I'm just, I mean, it's like, why not? Yeah, that's kind of how I think. And it's not for, you know, not for dick waving rights, but I think it's just kind of fun. You know, it's just, it's to, I think that whole thing's just to push the industry.
Yes.
You know, I mean, some of those shops are like that one shop, what is it, Exotic Graphics out of New Zealand? I mean, they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like my hat is off to them. I've seen some of the stuff they've done and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that beetle, the beetle with the fucking wood grain. That was from.
That was all vinyl too.
Yes.
That was all vinyl.
Layer on layer on layer on layer on layer. Dude, fuck, dude. I would have gave up at that point. Yeah.
And that older rat rod, it wasn't a rat rod, but the first year they won. I mean, the templating, the whole car.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, man, hats off to them.
Whole nother level. And it pushes you to see what your limitations are, what you need to work on, and what you can kind of like produce out of your shop, you know?
I think it'll just make everybody grow. If you have that passion, that fire, it's going to want to make you grow.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wow, I didn't know that could be done. I want to try that.
Yes.
Like that's, you know, or it's, so, I mean, I've done some tinkering with like printed chrome wraps too.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of fun. You know, you print directly on chrome and wrap some stuff and laminate it. But I got a fun idea, you know, I want to do, and people have already done a lot of this stuff. That's why it's like trying to think outside the box. Like, how can we come up with something that nobody's seen?
Right.
But you have so many shops that are setting the bar so high already. You know, it's like you see one thing and it's like, whoa, there's the next thing. There's the next thing. There's the next thing. So it's, you know, it's pretty crazy. I have an idea in mind and I'll share it on here. I don't mind. I thought it would be super crazy to say you take that Ferrari that we wrapped a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you do a full rendered design to make it look like it has no body parts. But it's a wrap. Like where you get down to the designing where if you take the fender off, it looks like there's no fenders and hood and bumper or nothing. So like if you look at the door, yeah, like a skeleton, but a wrap.
Yes.
I mean, it would be super difficult. I know that. And designing would be, I mean, fuck, you're probably talking weeks in Photoshop.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But that's just, I mean, I think that's just kind of an idea I've had for months.
Just taking the inside out.
Yeah, basically, like if you're looking at the driver's door, you see the driver's seat, you see the passenger door panel, the dashboard, the steering, you know what I mean? Part of it.
Oh shit. So you're not even like talking about like the mechanical side of the door, like the metal sheathing and the glass, and like you're actually going all the way in.
Yeah. That's kind of the thought. I can picture it in my crazy ass mind.
I got a pretty good idea what you're stepping in right now. That's pretty fucking, that'd be pretty freakish to have like a head at the window, like the driver, and then all of a sudden you can see the seat, but there's no body there. That'd be a little bit of a mind fuck.
Just to think outside the box, you know what I mean, with the industry. I just think that would just be crazy. And if you could render and design it to where down to the bolt, down to the weld on the frame, you know, I think that would be pretty rad. Just be kind of a different concept. I haven't seen anything like that before.
I've seen it done on a commercial. You know, they do that fucking commercial. You ever see that commercial guy when he's sitting on the toilet in the fucking driver's seat?
Yeah,
he's like a fucking plumber. I saw one kind of like your idea, which is what my initial thought was at first when you were explaining it. It was an auto body shop, and I think if you Google it, you might be able to find it. It was an auto body shop that was promoting auto body repair, obviously. And it was a side of a car, but it was wrapped, but it looked like it was wrecked. Like the fucking metal was like to the door.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a real old one. It's gotta be a lot of years back that somebody fucking came up with this idea. But it was just, you know, at a quick glance, the thing looks totaled. But then you're like, fuck, dude, that's a wrap. Like, that took a lot of work. And I like when people do that, like even like with the roll up doors, they make it look like the boxes are fucking falling out of the roll up doors for the box trucks. Yeah. But it's just a fucking wrap. Like, I like when you put those like little concepts and designs together to make the shit look realistic. Like if you were just to glance at it for like a second, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. What? Like, that's a fucking sticker? Like, that's crazy. Like, the shit we can do now, it's just amazing. It's mind-blowing. And the quality of photographs that are out there that we can incorporate, like the iStock photo, like you could find some shit on there. make a couple changes and fucking work with it, and you get really good high quality photographs.
Oh yeah, I've had plenty of images I've pulled off of iStock and wrapped a fucking trailer in it.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot easier too. You know, it keeps costs down on designing.
Oh yeah.
When something like that too. You know, when a customer comes in and you go, okay, well you're not at $1,000 for a design anymore because I could go on Shutterstock. Here, go on Shutterstock, go on iStock photo, find a photo you like. Oh, you like that photo? You want that photo with your logo on there with a little bit of a drop shadow? Perfect.
See, and then back then you'd have to fucking be a photographer.
Yeah.
And fucking, hey, I'll come down to your shop, take a couple pictures of your employees to put them on your truck. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, and then that person fucking leaves or gets fired. Now you get that person on your fucking truck for however long. And it's easy alternative. See? We're fucking spoiled now.
Yep.
2019, we're fucking spoiled.
I think everybody's spoiled now. I think it's a little different than it was back then.
Hell yeah. So. Way different. Way different. I want to say like the T-Bird, wrap that you did, right? It was a T-Bird?
Yeah, it was a couple years ago.
Fucking dude. It was a nice color. One, super clean. How difficult was that install? Because you've got those, beveled, fenders over the lights, and then it comes down into almost like the front grille section, like, whew.
So basically, the way that we did that, we had to lay a seam somewhere.
Yeah.
And so we laid seams under the headlights, which nice. you can't tell, but that whole piece, the whole fender, and then over into that, in deep recess to the light where the hood would be.
Yeah.
Started wrapping it there.
Wow.
So push the film, you know what I mean? You had all hands on deck. And you wrap inside the deep recess and then wrap out.
Yes.
So instead of trying to go into that, which will just fail.
Right.
You start inside that and then work out.
Do the hardest part first.
Yep.
And then come out of it. Smart.
And that wrap's still holding today.
A lot of knifeless on that?
Yeah, a ton of knifeless.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was a lot of knifeless where we had to lay, cause the hood we were able to do in one piece. We had to seam it, right at the front because the whole piece is all one.
Right.
The fender, all one piece and the hood's separate.
Yeah. So,
laying seams, but that material by far was amazing. And that was Orcal 970 RA, matte metallic red brown.
Wow.
So, and it seemed matte metallics. I mean, there's a lot of mattes that seem really well. So.
Yeah, it's a tough, you have to know how certain colors seem, especially when you got to put one on. It's crazy. Some are really good and some are fucking suck to seam. You get that little edge of white. It just ruins it. Ruins the whole freaking look, Yeah, 'cause
you have that little piece. And that was a big thing starting in the wrap industry I was the guy that's like, oh, I'll wrap that whole thing in one piece. I'm going to wrap it in one piece. Yeah. And I have learned so much from failing. I wrap a gas tank in the garage. Oh, that looks so killer. Wake up in the morning and half the thing shrunk back up.
Yep.
And it's just, so that was the learning curve that I think I struggled the most with learning to wrap.
Yeah.
Was where do I need to put seams and what can be seamed and what can't be.
Right.
So.
Knowing your material. You know what I mean? Technology. Not overstretching it or, I see everybody now, it's the phase of the cold stretch. Cold stretch that fucker. You know what I mean? It's like a whole new thing that no one ever really talked about or even tried to figure out how can we get a little bit more out of it, and everybody's cold stretching it, heat it up, let it shrink back down, and that just gives you just enough to get it over whatever you got to get it over, or, you know what I mean? It's
to go that little extra mile.
That's it, and it's, the little techniques that a lot of people don't talk about or show you or whatever. And it's just you get those crow's feet on the very bottoms because you overstretched it and it's snapping back the next morning. It's oh, well, gonna have to cut those back tonight and start new or whatever the case may be. And those are lessons learned. What do they say? Dues paid.
That's something that you don't learn overnight.
No.
That's like, I've noticed, because one film you could wrap in one piece, but that film you can't.
Right.
There's just so much to the industry.
Yeah.
That it takes a long time to get everything down. I mean, it takes years. I don't have everything down. I'm still learning.
And that's the name of the game. It's still, the industry's still evolving, and the different materials are still coming out and different techniques. It's learning every day, something new, different car, different technique. You got to keep rolling with the punches and figure out new things and keep going, moving forward,
I agree 100%. And once you stop learning, then it becomes boring.
Yep.
Then you get stagnant. There's no progress.
Agreed, dude. Well, we're getting close to 2.5 hours here.
My phone's about to die too. It's been on the red for a little while now.
Nice.
So
nice.
My girlfriend texted me since we've been on here, and she's like, "So how'd it go?" And I screenshot it, and she's like, "Oh wow, okay, you're still on,
still going."
We're still running strong.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, dude, is there anything that you want to talk about that maybe we didn't bring up during our?
I don't know. I mean, I think we hit everything. Anybody listening that has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm an open book. So. Perfect, dude.
So. I do want to end on this note. I wanted to ask you, who is a big influence in your life right now that, whether it be rap related or not rap related, that, you kind of look up to?
There's probably two people right now in my life that have influenced me the most. And that's going to be my business partner now, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of changed my outlook on life a little bit. Just like an amazing human being. You know what I mean? Just when you meet somebody like that, it's like, okay, you're making me be a better person.
Yeah.
And, he's been influencing me over the last year more than I thought. I'm like, okay, well, this guy wants to come in and buy in the business and, be a partner, but the friendship and what I've kind of learned off of him, because he owns multiple businesses, has been more knowledge than anything, more knowledge than I can gain in the time of what he's taught me and showed me. So I'm like, okay, like it's just sometimes people come in your life you don't know are going to just show up.
Yeah.
So I would say he's influencing me a lot to push my limit.
Yeah.
I designed something and he goes, God, come on, dude, you can fucking do better than that.
All right.
You know what I mean? Just kind of gives me a shove here and there. So make sure that I'm on point. And, the second influence would probably be my girlfriend. So I'm trying to build it bigger for, like, she gives me drive, her and her son. I don't have any kids.
Nice. So you're a stepdad.
Kind of.
Little bit.
I mean, yeah. I consider him a friend.
Yeah.
I have a friendship with his dad too.
Nice.
So it's not like that.
Stepping on toes.
It's super cool.
Nice.
Super cool. And she's kind of not made me, but influenced me to be a better man. And it's portrayed in the work and just how to grow and separate personal and business, try to have a little bit of a life.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, just my personality is just, I get obsessive. And you know what I mean? It's just,
you gotta be like that a little bit in this industry.
I think you do. Yeah. So, and like trying to stay on top of it, like, oh, look at this new color out. Look at this wrap. Look at this. It's so, and she's like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. Now she's just like done about hearing about it.
Yeah.
And her whole house is wrapped. I mean, I wrapped her countertops, her walls, her whole, So
she can't get away from it now.
No, so she lives in a wrapped world just like I do now.
That's awesome. Well, that's great influencers, man. And it's positive and it's all moving forward. It's all good things to have on your side. You know what I mean?
Positivity. That's the biggest one.
Definitely. So. Awesome. Well, Jeremy, dude, it's been a fucking absolute honor having you on, dude. And
thank you.
This has been amazing. The conversation's been great, dude. I'm glad recording for 2019 right now. This is awesome.
Right on.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it went well. It went longer than I expected it to.
Yeah.
But it kind of flew by. The time flew by.
I
feel like I've been on the phone for 2.5 hours. So
I tell everybody the same thing. I'm like, it's going to fly by and it's going to go we're going to be talking for a while. So, and it's the same thing every single time. So, but I want to let everybody know where they can find you on social media and get in touch with you if they want to do some work or ask you questions.
Yeah. Anybody, that's in the Southern Oregon area, we're Wrap It Up Graphics. Our Instagram is wrapitup_Oregon. And then Facebook page is just Wrap It Up Graphics in Oregon. That's about it. So, nice. And then our website's wrapituporegon.com.
But that's coming soon, right?
That will be launched. We have it up now. So it's just like kind of a generic website.
Yeah.
With some of the photos of things we've done. And then we're fully revamping and it's going to be live here probably the next couple days. Awesome. So I gotta send the web guy about us section. It's like I'm waiting for an about us, like telling our story, like about us, and then I can get this website live.
There you go, and then you can link up the podcast episode when it goes live on there.
I will. Let me know. Yeah, let me know when it goes live. I'll share it on our Instagram.
Absolutely.
Try to get some more attention too. I really appreciate with what you're doing.
Oh,
it's
man.
Pretty cool. So.
Thank you. It's amazing. It's really all for you guys, for the listeners, for the guests. It's just a little promotion for you guys. And it's great to hear the stories because at the end of the day, like you said earlier, it's just, everybody's got a story. Everyone's got a connection. And it's nice to hear that other people went through similar scenarios or, troubles to get to where they are now. And are still successful in doing this great craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a newer craft too at that.
Right.
What is it? 20 years old. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool. I also think that what you're doing is kind of bringing camaraderie to the industry a little bit.
Oh man.
Where somebody does, you know what I mean? Like how we talked about the haters. Like if somebody hears somebody on here that they didn't like, and then they hear their story, it might make people think and look at things a little differently too.
Yeah, totally.
So
totally,
which
agree.
I think is pretty rad.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it now. 2019 is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
2019 is gonna be interesting to say the least. It's gonna be a fun, interesting ride. So we'll see what happens. But dude, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show and spending some time with me and sharing your story and knowledge about the industry with all the listeners, man.
Of course, brother. I appreciate it. And, don't be a stranger.
No, definitely not. Definitely not, dude. Well, I wish you well in your crew over in Oregon that, well and for the new year, 2019, man.
I appreciate it. You guys too over there, huh?
What's up, everybody? Hope you enjoyed this episode of the All Wrapped Up podcast. Hit that rank button and review. And to stay up to date with future podcasts, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, folks, that's a wrap.